Chapter 2991. Lin Fei continued to make his moves. Long slashes, horizontal attacks, straight thrusts, and other techniques were used to display the power in his hands. His power was increasing step by step. Supreme Venerate Kongwen, who was in the black hole, stood calmly with a faint sneer on his face. He seemed certain that his opponent would not be able to break through the defense of the spatial barrier. The spatial barrier is really powerful. No wonder the spatial faction is a top-notch existence among the 10 great factions. The power of my Essence Force Divine Weapon is also constantly being released. Once my power enters that area, it immediately disappears without a trace. The spatial barrier should have the ability to transfer power. Lin Fei had seen the power of the Emperor Intense secret technique many times, but this was the first time he had encountered a spatial barrier that specialized in defense. If I want to defeat him, I have to unleash the full power of my Essence Force Divine Weapon. His spatial barrier secret technique also has a certain endurance. If I unleash it at full power, he will definitely not be able to withstand it. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to break through the defense of the spatial barrier. Not to mention, he has also mastered the Time Dao. Lin Fei immediately made a judgment. Kong Wen was indeed proud to be able to become the top person of the Saint Spirit Domain's younger generation. Even the geniuses of the Black Domain might not be able to defeat Kong Wen. Supreme Venerate Kong Wen watched as Lin Fei continued to attack, but every attack was blocked by the spatial barrier. The Dark Shadow Palace's tenfold strength secret technique is indeed tyrannical, but it's still a little lacking. In front of the Temporal Temple, your advantage will be non-existent. All your attacks will be futile. Lin Fei was considering whether to unleash the full power of his Essence Force Divine Weapon to give Supreme Venerate Kong Wen a big gift. After all, once he unleashed the full power of the Essence Force Divine Weapon, he would definitely be able to defeat his opponent. He still had a trump card prepared. However, once it was revealed that a great Venerate had an Essence Force Divine Weapon, it would definitely bring him huge trouble. Furthermore, there were 2 Essence Force Divine Weapons. At that time, Lin Fei would have to make preparations to escape. Those top-notch great supremacies would come after hearing the news. They would not give up until they obtained the Essence Force Divine Weapon. Lin Fei really wanted to try this danger if it was not necessary. However, his opponent's strength had completely exceeded his imagination. Temporal Temple, you really have guts. You actually dare to interfere in the matters of our Blackfield City. Do you think there's no one in our Blackfield City? The City Lord of Black Realm flew out of the void angrily, his sharp eyes sweeping over Grand Monarch Kongwen. City Lord Blackfield, this person is an enemy of our Temporal Temple. I was ordered to capture him. I will personally pay a visit to apologize for tonight's matter another day. Supreme Paragon Kong Wen cupped his hands and said, if he hadn't seen Lin Fei's power, the Black Domain City Lord might have given him face. But now there was only anger. Using such a method in front of him was not putting the Black Domain City Lord in his eyes. Our Black Domain City doesn't need you to apologize. The Black Domain City Master sneered. If you dare to make a move, then taste the fury of Black Domain City. A black ball-shaped object flew out from the Black Domain City Lord's hand. As soon as this thing appeared, Supreme Sovereign Kongwen's expression flickered. Black Realm City Lord, it's not worth it for a mere Lin Fei. A terrifying aura spread out, directly sweeping through the black hole and colliding with Supreme Sovereign Kongwen's body. His figure also dissipated. If there's a next time, this City Lord won't mind attacking your Temporal Temple's big city a few times. The Black Domain City Lord's voice spread out. Lin Fei's heart shook. He was greatly shocked by the thing that the Black Domain City Lord had thrown out. This scene was simply too shocking. Under the situation where he had activated the second stage of the tenfold strength technique, It was extremely difficult for him to tear through the opponent's defense. But the Black Domain City Lord had easily repelled Supreme Sovereign Kongwin with just a few items. Is this one of Black Domain City's secret trump cards? Lin Fei was inwardly shocked. Even if it was him, he wouldn't have been able to gain any advantage against such an attack. It was inevitable that he would have consumed a large amount of life force. His fleshly body wasn't any better either. Daoist Lin, are you all right? The Black Domain City Lord retracted his gaze and asked, "Many thanks to the City Lord for helping. Otherwise, we would have been in big trouble. This #1 young genius of the Temporal Temple is more terrifying than I imagined." Lin Fei said gratefully. The Black Domain City Lord's arrival was too timely. The people of the Temporal Temple are too impudent. They dared to make a move in Black Domain City. As the City Lord, if I don't teach them a lesson, no one will take Black Domain City seriously in the future. If that's the case, I don't mind wasting an energy annihilation sphere. The Black Domain City Lord's face revealed his killing intent. It's a pity that the other party used a spatial projection technique. However, at least he won't have the guts to come again for a long time. When Lin Fei heard the key point, he finally understood what it was. It was a special treasure created by a supreme expert by refining the energy of the Yuan annihilation sphere. It possessed a terrifying destructive power. This was also the reason why Supreme Sovereign Kongwin's expression changed the moment he saw the energy annihilation sphere. It contained the energy of the Yuan annihilation sphere, and it could destroy anyone it saw. Such an energy annihilation sphere wasn't cheap. It would cost 2 to 3 billion Saint Spirit crystals per unit. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to afford it. The Yuan energy god sand only cost about 50 billion Saint Spirit crystals. In terms of power, this was much more powerful. On a mountaintop far away from Black Domain City, Supreme Sovereign Kongwin suddenly opened his eyes. His body swayed slightly, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. His face also turned pale. The Black Domain City Lord dares to use the energy annihilation sphere to deal with me for a mere Lin Fei. Supreme Sovereign Kongwin was in a bad mood. He had originally planned to slowly make Lin Fei despair, like a cat toying with a mouse. In the end, he ran into the Black Domain City Lord and even used such a rare treasure. From this, it could be seen how much importance he placed on Lin Fei. Lin Fei, you're lucky this time. You won't be so lucky next time. Although he didn't know why the Black Domain City Lord had helped him. Supreme Sovereign Kongwin believed that he would find out soon. When that time came, he could change his method of dealing with Lin Fei. Black Domain City had a powerful background. The Black Domain City Lord's disrespect had angered Supreme Sovereign Kongwin. He had to vent his anger, and he had to vent it ruthlessly. The banquet ended hastily because of the Temporal Temple's Supreme Sovereign Kongwin's intervention. After the Black Domain City Lord sent Supreme Sovereign Kongwin away, he returned to the City Lord's mansion and arranged for someone to bring a table of wine. After serving it, he ordered the surrounding people to leave and took the initiative to pour a cup of wine for Lin Fei. Fellow Daoist Lin, this cup of wine is my apology. I feel very sorry for getting you involved. The Black Domain City Lord finished the cup in one gulp. Lin Fei could see that the other party was quite sincere. He chuckled and said, "City Lord, since you think so highly of me, it doesn't matter whether you apologize or not. If it weren't for you, I would have been in big trouble today." The Black Domain City Lord really needed Lin Fei to participate in the Forbidden Land. Chapter 2992. From the bottom of his heart, Lin Fei didn't really like the Black Domain City Lord's actions. If it wasn't for the Black Domain City Lord revealing the secret of the Forbidden Land, Lin Fei would have brushed his sleeves and left without giving the other party any face. The Black Domain City Lord drank a cup of wine as an apology, which improved Lin Fei's impression of him. Although there was some selfishness in it, it was understandable. As long as one was human, they couldn't live without these things. Lin Fei was quite curious about the Black Domain City Lord. For him to be able to oversee this place, it seemed that he wasn't simple. Actually, I'm quite curious. You're from the Black Domain, so why do you have to find me? Am I stronger than those people from the Black Domain? Lin Fei asked. The Black Domain City Lord put down his cup and smiled. A body-tempering great sovereign like you is indeed very powerful. There are many experts in the Black Domain, but I still think that you can do it because you're a peak existence in the body-tempering path. In terms of strength, there aren't many great sovereigns who are your match. Great Sovereign Kongwin is powerful, right? Even if he goes all out, he might not be able to defeat you because you're not an ordinary person who doesn't have a few trump cards in their hands. This city Lord wasn't careless at all. Lin Fei's impression of the Black Domain City Lord deepened. The Black Domain City Lord poured a cup of wine. What happened before was just on the surface. The important thing is that I'm tired of this place because I'm from the Black Domain, the Starlight Kingdom. I'm only responsible for guarding this place for too long. I hope that this time you can obtain something from the Forbidden Land. Then I can leave the Black Domain City and return to the Starlight World, and you will become a partner of the Starlight World. The Black Domain City Lord said in a serious tone. Lin Fei was puzzled before. Why would the Black Domain City Lord say such words? Although he didn't say much, he could roughly guess some things. This was a person with a story. What is it? Lin Fei asked. The Forbidden Land has been affected by the primordial annihilation energy. Starting from 100 million years later, there will be a certain chance that a special treasure will be born. It is called the Yuan Heartgrass. This is a special existence. It is a mutated plant that naturally absorbs primordial annihilation energy to grow. The longer it absorbs, the better the effect. The Black Domain City Lord didn't hide anything. And this time, the forbidden area you're going to is a place that has been sealed for 600 million years. In theory, there should be elemental heart grass. As long as you can snatch one, the mission will be complete. Elemental heart grass. Lin Fei had never heard of such a thing. Yes, it's the elemental heart grass. If we're lucky, 6 elemental heart grasses will appear in this sealed area for 600 million years. The Black Domain City Lord's voice became a lot more serious. As long as you bring out the Yuan Heartgrass, I can help you obtain anything you want. I don't dare say top-tier items, but as long as it's something like a Source Energy Divine Weapon, I can satisfy you. Lin Fei could hear the sincerity in the Black Domain City Lord's voice. It seems that I really can bring back the Yuan Heartgrass. Lin Fei laughed. Just because of your words, I really have no choice but to work hard. Lin Fei didn't ask what the Yuan Heartgrass was used for. If it was very useful, he didn't mind snatching some back. In order to express my sincerity, I can give you a portion of what you want. The Black Domain City Lord also threw caution to the wind and showed his sincerity. Is it really okay with anything? Of course. The Black Domain City Lord patted his chest. Then can I have the God Origin Energy Sand? Lin Fei directly said. He didn't beat around the bush. There was no need for that. Black Realm City's City Lord was quite shocked. He had never expected that the other party would ask for such a thing. It was hard to imagine. Normally, most people would choose a secret technique, such as a powerful offensive secret technique or a life-saving secret technique. Very few people would choose such a thing. You want the God Origin Energy Sand? I'm quite interested in refining weapons. With my current strength, ordinary things are useless. They are not as interesting as these things. Lin Fei came up with an excuse and spoke nonsense. The Black Domain City Lord thought about it and agreed. Lin Fei had witnessed the whole process of the fight with Supreme Sovereign Kongwin. Since the Space School's killing move was able to last for so long, then the killing move of the secret technique was indeed not needed anymore. God Origin Energy Sand, this is easy. Our Starlight world has a lot of stock, and I also have some. I'll give it to you first. In any case, this thing is useless to me. Besides selling it to the people of Sky Feather Nation, I really have no other use for it. The Black Domain City, Lord said indifferently. Lin Fei revealed a trace of curiosity. There are people who buy things like the God Origin Energy Sand. The Black Domain City, Lord did not care much. This thing is of little value in the Saint Spirit domain. Ordinary people can't refine essence energy weapons, and even semi-finished products are very difficult. In the entire world, only those madmen of Sky Feather Nation would care about this thing. However, they are too ruthless. A semi-finished essence energy weapon usually costs tens of billions of Saint Spirit crystals. Everyone would rather keep it than sell it to them. Lin Fei had a better understanding of Sky Feather Nation. So that's how it is. In that case, I still choose the God Origin Energy Sand. Lin Fei said firmly. All right, then no problem. I still have 100 kilograms with me. I'll give it all to you. The Black Domain City, Lord said straightforwardly. A few days later, Lin Fei really obtained 100 kilograms of God Origin Energy Sand. I haven't even entered the forbidden area, but I already obtained 100 kilograms of God Origin Energy Sand. This is really unbelievable. Last time, I killed a lot of people for the God Origin Energy Sand. It was not as easy as this time. Lin Fei played with the God Origin Energy Sand in his hand. Let's refine it first. Knowing that Supreme Sovereign Kong had his eyes on him, Lin Fei did not dare to be careless. If that guy did not use the illusion scepter, it would not be so easy to defeat him. Therefore, Lin Fei had to improve Ao Tian's ninth heaven. Although 100 kilograms was less than 1/10 of the God Origin Energy Sand, it was still a huge improvement for Ao Tian. The benefit of such an improvement was that his physical body would be strengthened greatly. In terms of strength, it would increase dramatically again. If I can absorb 5/10 of the God Origin Energy Sand, I will be able to use the third stage of the tenfold strength technique. Ao Tian's cultivation technique was top-notch, so he naturally could not be judged by the standards of ordinary people. I hope there's origin energy divine sand in the Forbidden Land. That Supreme Sovereign Kong was scared away by the Black Domain City Lord, and he might even chase after me. If I'm not careful, he might even come to the Forbidden Land. I have to make preparations. Lin Fei's face slowly darkened. While the Devil Empire and the Saint Spirit worlds, 3 major forces, were entangled, Lin Fei silently prepared. He was getting closer and closer to the forbidden area. That Supreme Sovereign Kong also disappeared without a trace after that day, as if he had never appeared. After 10 years, Lin Fei finally waited for the day to go to the forbidden area. I can finally set off. Chapter 2993. In the vast black domain, a black warship was traveling at an extremely fast speed. This is the closest big city to the Forbidden Land. You have 30 years to go. You should take a good rest. The Black Domain City Lord stood at the bow of the ship, looking into the distance. 30 years, that's not too long. Lin Fei liked the slow speed in the Black Domain. Ha ha ha. The Black Domain City Lord laughed. Do you know why the Demon Empire doesn't come to the Black Domain? In this place, their army can't endure such a long time. Lin Fei thought about it and felt that it made sense. The Black Domain was vast and boundless. The last time he went to the Azura Kingdom, he almost tired himself to death. The Black Domain City, Lord's Black Domain warship, was of high quality and traveled at an extremely fast speed. After hanging up the corresponding signs, their journey was uneventful and unimpeded. They did not encounter any attacks from wandering heavenly gods of the Black Realm like Lin Fei did. Lin Fei didn't go into seclusion. He had already refined 100 genes of origin energy God sand. The 9 proud heavens had improved a lot. Fellow Taoist Lin, that is the Forbidden Land. After traveling for 20 years, in a boundless place, Lin Fei was called out by the Black Domain City Lord. He saw a place covered in black energy in the distance. Even though he was very far away, his heart still shook. That is the Forbidden Land. Yes, that is a Forbidden Land. The Black Domain City Lord laughed. The black and white energy outside is the origin energy. Whoever touches it will die. Lin Fei gazed at that place. He could vaguely see a continent there, which was faintly discernible. Since the Forbidden Land is covered in origin energy, how can outsiders enter? Lin Fei asked doubtfully. Even he couldn't guarantee that he could enter. The Black Domain City Lord laughed. I knew you would ask this. Normally, we can't enter a sealed area. However, every sealed area has a specific period of time where the primordial extermination energy will become weak. Although there is still a certain degree of threat, as long as we have a specific treasure, it won't be a big problem to walk through the sealed area. Lin Fei was suddenly enlightened. So this was the case. The power of primordial destruction is really unique. The Black Domain City Lord sighed with emotion. That's right, the primordial annihilation force is the most unique existence. Thus, there are some madmen who extract the primordial annihilation force and refine vicious treasures. Fellow Taoist Lin, you must be careful. Lin Fei nodded. He did not dare to be careless. The power released in that instant could easily tear apart a supremacy's body. Even a great supremacy wouldn't fare any better. Another warship is coming. Lin Fei noticed that a warship had appeared in the distance and was heading in their direction. The Black Domain City Lord also noticed it. His expression changed slightly. Our hidden enemies are here. I didn't expect to meet them here. Competitors? Lin Fei looked over. He could see a few people standing on the deck of the warship. One of them, in particular, made him frown. This guy is really like a ghost that won't go away. Lin Fei saw a familiar person and a competitor. That person from the Temporal Temple is really something. The Black Domain City Lord also saw them. They are from the Black Domain, the Demon Fiend Mountain. They are most proficient in plundering and killing in the Black Domain. In the past, the experts of my lineage killed many of their experts and almost annihilated them. Ever since then, they have been eyeing me. Lin Fei knew that it was a melodramatic story the moment he heard it. Lin Fei, we meet again. The Black Domain warship sailed over from afar. The person on the bow looked over with a smile. What a coincidence! It is indeed a coincidence. Lin Fei met Supreme Paragon Wen's gaze. I thought you ran back. You are really daring. This is a chance for me to kill you. Ha ha ha. You want to kill the #1 expert of the younger generation of the Temporal Temple? I really don't know who gave you the guts to do so. I can easily kill you. A burly man beside him sneered at Lin Fei with a ferocious expression. Black Domain City Lord, your eyesight is getting worse. That person continued, you choose anyone. Aren't you afraid of wasting your efforts? Yut Song, whether my eyesight is good or not is not up to you. The Black Domain City Lord retorted. The burly man, Supreme Paragon Yut Song, was in a good mood. This time, they had obtained the help of the younger generation of the Temporal Temples, Supreme Paragon Kongwen. Their Demon Fiend Mountain would definitely reap great rewards in the sealed land. Keep pretending. Keep pretending. Supreme Paragon Yut Song was full of confidence in Supreme Paragon Kongwen, the #1 expert of the younger generation. I'm waiting for your men to perish inside. Let's see what you have to say then. He was extremely happy to be able to kill someone like the Black Domain City Lord. Supreme Paragon Kongwen had a faint smile on his face. He stood with his hands behind his back, showing his arrogance. I'm waiting for you to kill me. Next time, you won't be so lucky. In the sealed land, you will die without a doubt. Then just you wait. I will definitely give you a big gift. Lin Fei laughed. Supreme Paragon Kongwen's figure dispersed and left the scene, leaving only Supreme Paragon Yutsong. Black Domain City Lord, you are finished. He. Supreme Paragon Yutsong was very proud. He had seen how powerful the number 1 expert was. With a single strike, he killed 3 candidates. Even he was shocked. Cultivating both the das of space-time and time at the same time, he was invincible. I heard that you want to return to the Starlight Domain. Let's see how you will return if I can't get the elemental heart grass after killing your men. You don't have to worry about that. City Lord, it's my fault. Otherwise, Supreme Paragon Kongwen wouldn't have helped Demon Fiend Mountain. Lin Fei said as he looked at the departing Demon Fiend Mountain worship. The Black Domain City Lord shook his head. It's fine. Even without Supreme Paragon Kongwen, there will be a second expert. Yutsong won't miss the chance to attack me. You have to be careful. Supreme Paragon Kongwen helped Yutsong because he wanted to kill you. Once you enter the sealed land, danger lurks everywhere and you will die. Moreover, his das of space and time also give him a great advantage in the sealed land. At this moment, even the Black Domain City Lord started to worry. No one can guarantee who will kill who. Since he came to court death, I don't mind giving him a big gift in the sealed land. Lin Fei said confidently, City Lord, you don't have to worry so much. Once inside, everything depends on strength. He has a trump card and so do I. The Black Domain City Lord realized that he had underestimated Lin Fei. Supreme Paragon Kongwen entered the sealed land to kill him, yet he still dared to be so confident. Perhaps he really had a trump card. Chapter 2994. 30 years passed by extremely quickly. On the way to the sealed grounds, Lin Fei encountered many Black Domain battleships of various sizes. Needless to say, all of them were heading towards the sealed grounds. In the words of the Black Domain City Lord, every time a public sealed ground appeared, countless experts would take the risk to enter. Lin Fei also learned a lot about the situation in the Black Domain from the Black Domain City Lord. In the Black Domain, every sealed ground was extremely important. Most of the sealed grounds that could be opened had already been divided up, and only the remaining few had become public. In other words, anyone could enter. This time, they were going to a public sealed ground. It had been enveloped by the primordial destruction energy for about 400 to 500 million years. This year, the primordial destruction energy had started to weaken, and after some calculations, they received news that they could enter the sealed grounds. All of the large and small countries in the Black Domain had begun to move. They all wanted to obtain those treasures in the sealed grounds. As long as they could obtain one, they would be rich. Everyone had come to try their luck, even if it meant death. In the face of riches and danger, everyone still decided to give it a try. We're not too late. In front of them was a dense group of Black Domain battleships. The scene of them hovering in the air outside a world of darkness was absolutely shocking. Anyone would be shocked by the sight of such a large Black Domain battleship. Just the Black Domain battleships alone numbered over 1,000. Their auras were like stars in the night sky, extremely dazzling. It would be difficult not to notice them. That's the sealed grounds. It's quite large. The Black Domain City Lord pointed at the hazy black area and said, It said that this place used to be the lair of a certain sect. In a single night, it was enveloped by the primordial destruction energy. Lin Fei looked at the black continent in the distance and asked curiously, I see that the Black Domain is very special. The primordial destruction energy can invade everywhere? 'Cause of bad influence? The Black Domain City Lord bitterly smiled and said, That's because you don't know. In the Black Domain, although it's special, the primordial destruction energy is everywhere. No one knows when the primordial destruction energy will erupt. It might be fine one moment, but in the next, it will immediately be devoured by the primordial destruction energy. Fortunately, the fluctuations of the primordial destruction energy are still very stable. It all depended on luck. This forbidden area is not small. No wonder so many people have come. I reckon that the competition this time will be very intense. The Black Domain City Lord revealed a trace of worry. The Black Domain City Lord controlled the Black Domain battleship and arrived at an area close to the forbidden area. A starlight flag was erected in this place. The surrounding area became empty. Similar areas could be found all around the Forbidden Lands. It was obvious that these were places occupied by the major forces of the Black Domain. They were the closest to the Black Domain, so they were able to enjoy the benefits first. This place belongs to our Starlight World. It is also the place closest to the sealed area. Black Domain City Lord said with a smile. They have come. They are all people of Starlight World. Fifth Highness, you're finally back. A middle-aged heavenly god came forward to greet him. Lin Fei was shocked. The Black Domain City Lord was actually a prince of the Starlight World. His status was exalted and his background wasn't simple. You can just treat me as the City Lord. Sometimes the identity of a prince isn't that good. The Black Domain City Lord said with a smile. My original name is Xing Haoren. However, I haven't used this name for a long time. The princes of the Starlight World all need to go out and gain experience. This time, I will leave the sealed area to you. Lin Fei had always felt that the other party was hiding something. Sure enough, he guessed correctly. No wonder the other party was so anxious. The sealed area has opened. Such a big matter. As a prince of the royal family, this emperor must make a trip. Xing Haoren said indifferently, Have my brothers arrived yet? They are all inside. The middle-aged heavenly god said respectfully. Daoist Lin, let's go in and see what forces have come this time. You should also be prepared. Xing Haoren said to Lin Fei. All right. Lin Fei followed the fifth prince Xing Haoren to the temporary encampment of the Starlight World. The fifth prince has arrived. In the encampment, the few princes of the Starlight World had gathered together. However, their gazes were filled with hostility as they looked at each other. When Lin Fei walked into the encampment, he was immediately swept by countless gazes. Fifth brother, long time no see. I thought you weren't coming. A round-faced prince, wearing a crown, said with a smile. That smile was especially uncomfortable, like a knife. Big brother, and the others have come. For such a big matter, as a member of the royal family, it is necessary for us to come. We can also make some contributions to the royal family. Xing Haoren replied with a smile. Fifth brother, this realization is right. Us brothers are all here. Just nice, we can work together. Lin Fei stood beside Xing Haoren and felt the smell of gunpowder. He wasn't interested in these melodramatic matters. He simply let his mind wander and couldn't be bothered to care about it. He could do whatever he wanted. Although Lin Fei's idea was good, an intense quarrel soon broke out. The fifth Prince Xing Haoren's voice was filled with anger. Big brother, what is the meaning of this? Are you trying to deprive me of my authority? Since when was it your turn to be in charge of the Starlight World? Do you think I have to hand over my quota with just a word from you? Lin Fei retracted his mind and noticed that the emotions of the princes weren't right. The first prince looked rather domineering and imposing, giving off a very overbearing feeling. His gaze was also sharp and terrifying, as though it had the power to destroy one's soul, causing one's heart to tremble with fear. Fifth brother, big brother, is also doing this for your own good. The crown prince said with a deadpan expression. This time, when the Forbidden Land opens, several peak forces from the Black Domain have come. If our Starlight World wants to obtain benefits from the Forbidden Land, we'll have to send out our strongest lineup. Let's not talk about anything else. Just this body cultivator beside you. Do you think he has an advantage in the Forbidden Land? The first prince looked at Lin Fei with disdain. Lin Fei was speechless. Was he trying to make an example out of himself? This feeling made Lin Fei very unhappy. The quota is mine. Even if you are my big brother, you can forget about taking it. Xing Haoran didn't budge an inch. Let's go. The first prince saw that his fifth brother didn't give him any face. His face turned black. Fifth brother, I have already obtained Emperor Father's permission for this matter. Are you going to go against Emperor Father's words? Xing Haoran's expression changed. The word Emperor Father still gave him a lot of pressure. Are you using Emperor Father to threaten me? Xing Haoran raged. Big brother, I'm just stating a fact. It's good for everyone. The first prince laughed. I won't agree. The quota is in my hands. No one can take it away. Xing Haoran said as he prepared to leave. He didn't want to leave these matters. Chapter 2995. Xing Haoran left in a bad mood. He was afraid that he would shed all pretense of cordiality if he continued. He didn't want to wash one's dirty linen in public. Especially at this time, he would easily become a laughingstock in the eyes of the Black Domain's forces. I'm sorry, I didn't know that Big Brother would have such thoughts. Xing Haoran said after he came out. Xing Haoran's original intention was to introduce Lin Fei to his brothers. After all, Lin Fei was a monster. At the very least, he was a peak great sovereign. It's fine, I won't mind. No matter how good your mouth is, it's better to show it with action. Lin Fei didn't care. However, because of your big brother's words, I've decided that if I meet his people in the sealed area, I will send them out. These words were light and airy, but in Xing Haoran's ears, they were filled with killing intent. A deep and cold killing intent. Xing Haoran didn't stop him. To a great sovereign, not just anyone could humiliate him, even if he was from the Black Domain's major forces. If he really went all out, he would have to pay a huge price at the very least. I will give you the information later, as well as some forces that you need to pay attention to. Lin Fei arranged for him to stay in a mansion that he could collect. A forbidden area that has been sealed for 600 million years is much more lively than I imagined. Just from the system's detection, there are more than 100 powerful auras, and there are more than 20 extremely threatening auras. They should be experts in the top 100 of the God list. Sensing the powerful experts from the Black Domain, Lin Fei was filled with a strong battle intent. The stronger these experts were, the more life energy they could plunder, and they could produce large amounts of life crystals. This time, after entering the sealed area, the Yuan Heartgrass is secondary. The most important thing is to find the Yuan Force God Sand. Since the Yuan destruction energy is so terrifying, it might be able to catalyze the Yuan Force God Sand. This will be an opportunity for me. Lin Fei didn't really care about the Yuan Heartgrass. Compared to the Yuan Force God Sand, everything was far inferior. Just one last step, and his proud heaven would be able to advance to the 10th level. At that time, even if the Temporal Temple's experts came out in full force, he wouldn't be able to do anything. That was a strong guarantee. With the prideful sky tenfold physique, Lin Fei could go to the origin land of Devil Motherland and collect the huge amount of life force from the origin deity pool. It was a waste to keep that thing. He even suspected that the origin deity pool was a trump card of the Devil Motherland. If it could easily create a great sovereign, then what about the hierarch level? Lin Fei urgently wanted to break through prideful heaven 10th layer physique and snatch it from the hands of the experts of the Devil Motherland. Someone is looking for me? Lin Fei, who was deep in thought, noticed that someone had arrived outside. An unknown stranger. I know you, the traitor of the Dark Shadow Palace, Lin Fei. Our first prince wants to see you. If you know what's good for you, open the door immediately. A domineering voice came from outside. Lin Fei never intended to hide his identity. The moment the Starlight World heard about it, Lin Fan knew that this person's background wasn't simple. It wouldn't be difficult for the Starlight World to find out his identity. This kind of tone made Lin Fei uncomfortable. Scram! The stranger outside was a seventh-order heavenly god realm cultivator. Hearing the scram, the seventh-order heavenly god realm stranger vomited a mouthful of blood, his body flying into the air. He struggled to get to his feet with a horrified expression. You offended the first prince. You're dead for sure. The next day, Xing Haoran's information arrived. I heard that the first prince's people came last night. You roared at him until he vomited blood. A seventh-order heavenly god realm bastard dares to act so presumptuously in front of me? Roaring at him can be considered giving your Starlight World face. Lin Fei laughed. In fact, you don't need to give me face, Xing Haoran snorted. That big brother of mine wants to reap all the benefits in this sealed land. I'm more than happy that you taught his people a lesson. Lin Fei flipped through the documents that had been sent over. The information was very detailed. Most of the people who came to the sealed land this time are from the Black Domain. You only need to pay attention to these three forces. They can be considered as first-rank forces in the Black Domain, and there are a total of 3 of them. According to rumors, these 3 forces have formed an alliance, trying to maximize their benefits. If you run into them, be extra careful. Xing Haoran warned with a solemn expression. Golden Dragon Country, Black Tiger Mountain, and Black Heaven Gate. Yes, it's these 3 forces. They are the biggest threats in the Forbidden Area this time. They are ruthless and vicious. Wherever they appear, no one dares to fight with them. Xing Haoran continued. The people below are all their experts this time. Compared to Xing Haoran's 3 subordinates, each of these 3 forces had more than a dozen spots. Adding the 3 forces together, there were more than 50 to 60 people. Finding things in the sealed land depends on luck. As long as they don't run into me, I won't bother with them, even if they were strong. Lin Fei didn't put them in his eyes. Xing Haoran shook his head, not knowing what to say. 1 month later, outside the sealed area, there were many battleships, and it was a majestic sight. Fellow cultivator Lin, we can go. Xing Haoran came personally. Finally, I can go in. If I don't move a bit, my bones will grow hair. Lin Fei laughed. It was really torturous to have a treasure in front of him. Lin Fei secretly went to test the sealed land. The black and white primordial destruction power was very destructive. Lin Fei touched it slightly, and the primordial destruction power attacked. It had a terrifying destructive power, and it was the bane of everything. Even with the proud heavens barrier, the primordial destruction power would be torn apart and the particles of the body would collapse. There was no way to stop it. This was absolutely terrifying. Lin Fei didn't dare to try again. No wonder everyone was obedient and didn't dare to force their way in. No matter how many times they tried, they would die. Under Xing Haoran's lead, Lin Fei came to a place in the sealed land. This place was full of people. Lin Fei saw the princes of the Starlight realm again. Their gazes weren't very friendly, especially the crown prince. Later, we will enter from this place. Xing Haoran didn't care about his brothers and explained to Lin Fei, "Oh right, this is primordial armor. I specially prepared it for you." Lin Fei also knew what primordial armor was. This thing was very valuable. It was specially refined and could resist the invasion of primordial destruction power. It was just that it was in a weakened state. Under normal circumstances, primordial armor wouldn't be of much use. Lin Fei didn't say any words of gratitude. He took it from Xing Haoran's hands and looked at it. It was a very special battle armor. The situation inside the sealed land is different. After you enter, you have to be careful. Not only do you have to be careful of the forces of the Black Domain, you also have to be careful of those essence beasts. Although these essence beasts aren't very high, they really can't be compared. However, they all have the strength of paragons and great paragons. Xing Haoran had a lot of expectations for Lin Fei. The competition in the public sealed land was very intense every time. It was unknown how many heroes had fallen inside, but everyone still enjoyed it. Chapter 2996. The black and white energy shrouding the outside of the Forbidden Land gradually dissipated. The huge continental world finally appeared before everyone's eyes again. The tall mountains and long rivers became clearly visible. When the Forbidden Land became faintly discernible, the forces closest to the Forbidden Land began to move. The elemental destruction energy has weakened. Let's go in. Put on your elemental armor. Charge! Streams of light rushed toward the Forbidden Land. Because the Forbidden Land was public, in order to prevent the large forces from monopolizing it, people from their own forces were not allowed to enter the public areas. They needed outsiders to help them enter. This was also to give everyone more opportunities to prevent a large number of experts from entering. Thus, it was very popular with everyone. A large number of streams of light appeared in a circle around the Forbidden Land. Rays of resplendent light burst out and were able to resist the invasion of the elemental destruction energy, allowing them to successfully charge in. Brother Lin, I'll be waiting for you outside to celebrate. Remember, you can only stay in the Forbidden Land for a maximum of 10 years. If you don't come out after that time, the elemental destruction energy will recover, and everyone will die. Xing Haoren reminded him again. Lin Fei put on his elemental armor and nodded slightly. Fifth Prince, as long as you prepare the things, you can just wait to receive the results. Not far away, the first prince said sinisterly, whether we can come out or not is another matter. Lin Fei turned into a black stream of light and rushed out. The first prince looked at Lin Fei's back as he left. You dare to reject this emperor's good intentions? Prepare to die in there. Many people will still be tempted by the bounty offered by the 3 top forces. You can only blame yourself for not knowing the rules. You actually dared to help fifth brother. A cold light flashed in the first prince's eyes. This was the first time Lin Fei had approached the Forbidden Land enveloped by the elemental destruction energy. How miraculous! The elemental destruction energy has indeed weakened. When he came into contact with the elemental destruction energy again, it was not as ferocious as before. He did not know what material the elemental armor was made of, but it actually blocked the elemental destruction energy's invasion. Elemental armor is really good stuff. No wonder everyone was so confident to enter. The elemental destruction energy's power weakened. After Lin Fei rushed in, he felt uncomfortable all over. There seemed to be some kind of suppression in the dark, and it was an innate suppression. This should be the special characteristic of the annihilation power. Even if the power is weakened, the innate suppression is still there. Lin Fei tried to block it with the system. It really worked. That's great. Without that trace of influence, I can move as smoothly as a fish in the water in the Forbidden Land. Lin Fei thought to himself. I guess the other forces also have such treasures. After passing through a thick layer of elemental annihilation energy, Lin Fei finally arrived at the sealed area. Lin Fei saw the Forbidden Land clearly. This was a huge world, but this world was completely different from the outside world. There was a deathly aura everywhere, and everything was replaced by a kind of black. In this world, everything seemed oppressive. Lin Fei activated the struggle function, but he didn't feel any pressure. With the elemental annihilation power enveloping this place, all life in this place has disappeared. Even matter has been affected. The elemental annihilation power has permeated the entire world. No wonder there was such a change. Lin Fei landed on a barren mountain. Swoosh! Before he could stabilize himself, 2 cold beams of light shot out from a cave beside him, bringing with them an ice-cold aura. When these 2 cold beams of light approached Lin Fei, a chill swept out, and white fog appeared in the surroundings. Lin Fei opened his mouth and blew, and the chill was blown away. The 2 cold beams of light were also blown away, and a white shadow appeared in front of him with a swoosh. Interesting thing. He blew out another breath. Surprisingly, the white thing didn't explode. Its body shook and it pounced over, spewing out a large amount of white fog. To be able to survive my attack, it's really ferocious. This must have the defense of a supremacy. Reaching out, 2 fingers caught the white thing. Lin Fei was curious. He had just arrived, and he had already encountered such a thing. Pum! Before Lin Fei could take a look, the bug that he caught actually self-destructed. The white chill swept up from his fingers all the way to his arm, freezing him into a popsicle. Lin Fei also discovered that this chill could even affect the particles of his body, causing them to freeze. This is too ferocious. Could it be that it was affected by the elemental annihilation power, causing a change? This chill made Lin Fei feel a trace of seriousness. The Forbidden Land was indeed different from what he had imagined. No wonder Xing Haoran kept reminding him. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. While Lin Fei was still shocked by the white bug from those small caves on the mountain, white bugs kept coming out. The number was increasing, and a patch of white appeared in front of him. Damn! The white bugs all spewed out white fog. Lin Fei immediately activated Aotian Barrier. A layer of white fog instantly appeared, covering Aotian Barrier. Traces of chill seeped in, causing a numbing sensation. This is too ridiculously strong. Lin Fei waved his hand, blasting away the white fog. A terrifying force swept across the white bugs, and a large number of them exploded, causing white fog to rise. I can't kill them like this. This mutated chill resents the might of the elemental annihilation power. The more I kill, the more it will produce. Damn it! I have to change to another place. Lin Fei immediately flew into the distance. Behind him, the group of white bugs continued to chase after him, looking as though they weren't willing to give up. These things are a little troublesome. Lin Fei didn't dare to underestimate them. If there were too many of them, even with Aotian Barrier and Aotian Ninth Heavens, he wouldn't be able to handle them. He had tried to expel them just now, and it was very troublesome. If these bugs were already so threatening, then what about the others? Even Lin Fei himself didn't dare to guarantee it. I have to find a safe place to search for clues about the elemental god sand. Lin Fei spent a lot of effort to get rid of the chilling bugs. In a mountain range, he found a safe place. To be more precise, he occupied the nest of a mutated demonic beast and killed more than 10 of them. There are too many mutated demonic beasts in the Forbidden Land. There are thousands of white bugs that can release chill and break through my defense. Now, there are also these extremely fast demonic beasts. Danger is really lurking everywhere. Lin Fei's speed was fast enough, but in a situation where he didn't use his explosive power, he was able to match the speed of these things. This was inconceivable. Little devil, open the map of the Forbidden Land. Lin Fei didn't want to go through so much trouble this time. The Forbidden Land was so big and there were so many experts here, especially those that could pose a threat to him. There were more than 10 to 20 experts. Wanting to snatch the elemental heart grass in the Forbidden Land wasn't that easy. Before coming here, Lin Fei had thought about it. Something like the elemental heart grass was definitely very precious. It would definitely grow in a very special place, and might even be guarded by powerful, mutated demonic beasts. Lin Fei was very much in agreement with this conjecture. Even a little white bug with a chilling aura could make him feel pressured, let alone other mutated demonic beasts. Even the simplest one was enough to make him go crazy. The one from the Devil Motherland was the best proof. Having a stalk of elemental heart grass beside it was enough to make one feel unbearable. Lin Fei decided to increase his strength first. Chapter 2997. Activate. Without any hesitation, Lin Fei chose to activate it. In an instant, the system extracted a large number of energy units. Pop out a three-dimensional image. Lin Fei saw the system covering the entire sky above the sealed land. For the first time, Lin Fei had a comprehensive and direct view of the size of the sealed land. Groups of heavenly god powerhouses were looking for treasures everywhere. Some even made a move, erupting with terrifying energy fluctuations. Such a situation occurred in almost the entire sealed land. Lin Fei saw all kinds of experts. For example, great supremacy powerhouses who were a threat to him. On a certain mountain peak, the surroundings were desolate. A great supremacy and several supremacy powerhouses were besieging a mutated life form. One of the great supremacy powerhouses suddenly stopped and looked around, revealing a trace of doubt. Why do I feel like I'm being watched, but there's no movement around me? At the great supremacy realm, one's senses were sharper than anyone else's. They could vaguely feel something, but they couldn't find where they were. Such a situation occurred to many great supremacies. They were puzzled, but after a round of inspection, they weren't too worried. Instead, they became more cautious. This seems to be a mutated life form. Compared to a real life form, it's a lot weaker. However, there are quite a lot of them. There are actually more than 100 of them. If he didn't look, he wouldn't know. But with a glance, Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. These places should be the most dangerous places in the Forbidden Lands. They're the most mutated origin death realm life forms, especially this place. There are as many as 16 mutated origin death realm life forms here. There might even be origin heartgrass here. Through the system, Lin Fei quickly found the most dangerous places in the sealed land and determined that there was a high probability of producing Yuan heartgrass. Little Devil, search for traces of Yuan heart sand. Lin Fei wasn't interested in the Yuan heartgrass for the time being. Any one of those places was full of danger. Even if he went alone, he would be flustered. Besides the protection of the mutated life forms, there were also a shocking number of mutated beasts. Whoever went in would definitely suffer a great loss. He wasn't stupid enough to act as a vanguard. Finding the Yuan heart sand was the most important thing. Search for the Yuan heart sand. After another consumption, the system started searching. Lin Fei waited quietly. On the three-dimensional map, red dots appeared one after another, covering the entire Forbidden Land. After these red dots appeared, they quickly disappeared. Lin Fei's heart was also in his throat. The more red dots that disappeared, the more it meant that there was no divine origin energy sand in that area. If all the red dots on the screen disappeared, then there was no divine origin energy sand in that area. The red dots kept disappearing. No matter what, we have to leave one behind. Soon, most of the red dots disappeared. Lin Fei was really worried that his efforts would be in vain. Discovered God elemental sand. While Lin Fei's heart was pounding, there was only one red dot left on the screen. The system had some good news. Fortunately, my luck is not bad. Lin Fei tapped on the red dot and checked the area. It was a mountain range, surrounded by a continuous chain of mountains. This is... In the mountain range, Lin Fei suddenly frowned and his eyes widened. What the hell? There are still these things guarding here. This is going to be troublesome. Lin Fei saw a type of mutated demonic beast. It had the body of a mouse, and it kept going in and out of the mountain range filled with caves. The number was shocking, and it made one's scalp go numb. Seems like these mole things are not easy to deal with. This area is filled with these caves, and the bottom must have been dug out. Don't tell me these things live on ores. Lin Fei immediately let the little devil check the situation inside the cave. The scene changed, and it was inside the cave. The inside was like a maze, leading in all directions. Lin Fei continued to check. Other than these mutated demonic beasts, there were all kinds of stones. It seemed like his guess was right. Is this their leader? After looking for an hour, Lin Fei finally found a huge cave. The aura of the mutated demonic beasts here was very dangerous, but that wasn't important. The most important thing was that inside the huge cave, there was a golden light, very dazzling. Other than that, there was a huge mutated demonic beast lying on top of the golden light, sleeping lazily. This mutated demonic beast was not only huge, but its entire body was golden. Outside of the cave, there were a dozen smaller mutated demonic beasts, as if they were guards. These golden things looked like godly essence sand. After closing the distance, Lin Fei was wild with joy. Ha ha ha, my luck is really good. There really is godly essence sand. There was only one area in the entire forbidden area, and Lin Fei was really worried that there wouldn't be any. Now he could finally breathe a sigh of relief. Looking at this amount, it shouldn't be a problem to break through to prideful sky 10th layer physique. But it's still a bit of a problem to get my hands on it. This commander-like thing has clearly occupied all the godly essence sand. I'm destined to go on a killing spree. Although he didn't know that the godly essence sand would be in this cave, at least it saved Lin Fei the trouble of digging it himself. Let's go. This place was on the east side of the forbidden area. Lin Fei was currently on the west side, which was equivalent to the opposite side, and the distance was still quite far. Because a large number of experts had entered the forbidden area, those mutated demonic beasts began to become restless, and there was a feeling that they were ready to make trouble, and some even began to surround and attack the human experts. Lin Fei took out his godly essence weapon. He wanted to rush to that area as soon as possible. In this kind of place, he didn't dare to guarantee when someone would go there, and if that really happened, it would be a big problem to deal with. Lin Fei pushed his speed to the limit. He passed through all the way. As long as there were mutated demonic beasts blocking the way, he would directly kill them. The road ahead was still quite smooth. There were strong and weak mutated demonic beasts, and it was easy for Lin Fei to deal with and kill them. But halfway through, he encountered not a small problem, and was surrounded by a group of mutated demonic beasts. These mutated demonic beasts could release a special slowing effect. After Lin Fei was affected by this slowing effect, his flying speed actually slowed down, and the particles of his body were also affected, and his speed was suppressed to 70%. In order to deal with these things, Lin Fei spent a lot of time. After killing one wave, another wave came. Lin Fei was speechless and could only escape. Wave after wave of slowing effect, it was quite uncomfortable. No one was comfortable. Don't look at how simple it was to pass through. It took Lin Fei 3 years to complete the task. During this period, he encountered danger more than once or twice, and during this period, there were terrifying mutated demonic beasts that directly devoured his life energy. If not for his strong foundation, just these mutated demonic beasts alone could have sucked him dry. After seeing that mountain range, Lin Fei secretly heaved a sigh of relief. He had finally arrived. However, before he could heave a sigh of relief, 2 sword chi slashed across the sky. Chapter 2998. During the past 3 years, Lin Fei hadn't stopped at all. Under the cover of the primordial annihilation energy, the sealed area was filled with danger. He had seen a supremacy killed by a group of demonic beasts, and he had also seen demonic beasts that could plunder life force, easily sucking away several supremacy powerhouses. He had even seen demonic beasts that were impervious to swords and spears. Even when surrounded by more than a dozen supremacies, they couldn't be killed. Instead, several supremacies had died. Along the way, Lin Fei kept his guard up at all times, afraid of encountering any troublesome demonic beasts. If they were easy to deal with, he would kill them. If they weren't, he would run. He didn't know if a large group of them would appear. It was just that he hadn't expected that someone would beat him to it, just as he arrived in this area. The Sky Splitter staff blocked the 2 attacks. This pseudo-supremacy level power wasn't something Lin Fei cared about. However, the words Black Heaven Gate made him frown slightly. Little devil, check the situation in the cave immediately. Lin Fei didn't believe that the Black Heaven Gate was powerful enough to find the divine essence sand. He had to ensure that the item was still there. This was the key to breaking through. There were many public sealed areas like this in the Black Domain, but not all of them had the divine essence sand. Not everyone could be so lucky in such a place that depended on probability. The system immediately called up the situation in the cave. Lin Fei saw a group of people, more than 200 in number. They were attacking the demonic beasts in the cave, leaving behind a large number of human and demonic beasts' corpses along the way. They were retrieving items. Of the 200 people, more than 100 were fighting at the front. All sorts of treasures were being collected. Although the demonic beasts were terrifying, they didn't have any advantage against these people. The powerhouses at the front were killing the demonic beasts, while the people at the back were digging for items. Fortunately, I came in time. There's still a long way to go before I reach the divine essence sand. Relieved, Lin Fei went to check on the situation in the cave. The guards at the entrance were still there, and the commander inside was wolfing down the origin energy divine sand with relish. This time, Lin Fei felt his heart ache. Those are all mine. Lin Fei could clearly feel that the large pile of God energy sand was much smaller than before. He didn't need to guess to know that it was this guy who ate it. Right now, he wanted nothing more than to kill his way in and kill this guy. Of all the things he ate, he just had to eat his God energy sand. This guy was playing with fire. While checking the situation in the cave, the two pseudo-supremacies who had attacked Lin Fei had been guarding the cave to prevent outsiders from entering. They had immediately notified someone to be able to block the attack. So easily his strength was not bad. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. More than 10 powerful auras rushed out from the cave below. The mysterious Heaven sect is handling some business. Leave now. One of the leaders said fiercely, "If you don't want to die, scram as far as you can." The people from the mysterious Heaven sect were arrogant and despotic. It seemed that as long as Lin Fei didn't leave, they would immediately attack. Lin Fei was not in the mood to pay attention to the Black Heaven sect. As long as they refined the origin energy divine sand, even if the Black Heaven sect's top experts came, they would still be able to kill them. Scram! Lin Fei wielded the origin energy divine weapon and swept it horizontally. A wave of energy directly swept over the Black Heaven sect's experts. This time, he directly unleashed his full power. After a series of banging sounds, most of the Black Heaven sect's experts were killed. They didn't even have the chance to notify others before they were completely annihilated. Lin Fei concealed his aura and snuck into the cave below. Find the most suitable path. Lin Fei instructed Little Fiend. The experts invited by the Black Heaven sect were all very powerful. While they were attracting the mutated demonic beasts, he decided to directly collect the origin energy divine sand. No matter how powerful that guy was, he wouldn't be able to kill him in one move. Lin Fei still had this much confidence. In just a few breaths' time, he would be able to collect all the origin energy divine sand. Little Fiend quickly found a shortcut and avoided the Black Heaven sect's people. The Black Heaven sect's people had appeared and attracted the attention of the mutated demonic beasts. Lin Fei's movement speed was extremely fast, and he also activated Proud Sky's barrier, which increased his strength. Bang, bang, bang! The elemental energy divine weapon, Sky Splitter, swept out wave after wave of energy. If the mutated demonic beasts didn't die, they would be heavily injured. Lin Fei also rushed in as if there was no one around. These are... He killed his way in. Lin Fei discovered that some mutated demonic beasts would drop special items like crystals. Without hesitation, he collected them first. As for what they were, he would figure it out later. Closer, closer, and closer. Lin Fei felt a terrifying pressure. Fortunately, he had concealed his aura. Soon, the mutated demonic beasts guarding outside the cave opened their eyes and shot towards one of the passages. 3 of them directly rushed in. The 3 mutated demonic beasts were extremely fast. "They're here." Lin Fei could clearly feel that he was being locked on. With a sweep of the sky splitter, a loud rumbling sound could be heard, causing the earth to shake. The 3 pouncing demonic beasts strangely disappeared in the face of Lin Fei's terrifying might. They appeared behind Lin Fei and swiped their sharp claws. Ka 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 ka. Ripples appeared on Lin Fei's body protection and directly collapsed. "It's broken just like that." This was the first time that Prideful Sky's body protection was so weak. It was broken in a single exchange. This was completely out of Lin Fei's imagination. Before Prideful Sky's body protection could be reactivated, the 3 mutated demonic beasts strangely disappeared. Lin Fei's body suffered 7 to 8 attacks. The powerful Prideful Sky's body also revealed traces of blood. As expected, they are ridiculously strong. The 3 mutated demonic beasts joined hands and attacked ferociously. For a moment, Lin Fei didn't have any advantage. Instead, he was at a disadvantage. Under the full power of the Sky Splitter, he couldn't hit the mutated demonic beasts. As for the aftershock, it couldn't even tear through their outer layer of defense. These 3 mutated demonic beasts are already like this. I have to shake them off and collect the elemental energy, God, sand first. If I'm discovered by those people, it will be disadvantageous to me. After making up his mind, Lin Fei directly rushed forward. The 3 mutated demonic beasts blocked in front of him. The elemental energy god weapon in Lin Fei's hand wasn't just for show. After clashing a few times, the 3 mutated demonic beasts suffered a small loss. They didn't dare to fight head-on anymore. They learned their lesson and began to restrain Lin Fei. Lin Fei was really blocked. For a moment, he couldn't advance or retreat. There are energy fluctuations over there. Someone must have come in. Quickly go and take a look. While Lin Fei was entangled with the 3 mutated demonic beasts, the great sovereign expert sensed the change and sent people over to check. 10-stage strength technique. 2nd stage, open for me. Lin Fei erupted. Chapter 2999. The Profound Heaven Sect was one of the 3 most powerful forces that entered the sealed grounds this time. They had plenty of experts. They came to this area to hunt for the origin crystals condensed by the mutated beasts. These origin crystals were rare and could not be found outside. They could only be found in the sealed grounds. The origin annihilation force could kill all living things. However, there was still a chance for the beasts to mutate. After mutating, they would become stronger and more ferocious. They would not be inferior to a great expert. Every time they entered the sealed grounds, the most troublesome thing was the mutated beasts. If they encountered a small number of mutated beasts, they would be lucky. However, once they encountered a large number of mutated beasts, they had no other choice but to flee. The origin annihilation force was a special existence. Due to the mutation of the origin annihilation force, the beasts would undergo a lot of changes and possess some powerful abilities. Such situations were not unheard of. Although the mutated beasts were powerful and terrifying, the origin crystals in their bodies were top-grade materials that could be used to make some terrifying tools and treasures. The Profound Heaven Sect was hunting the mutated beasts in an attempt to obtain the origin crystals in their bodies. There were many mutated beasts in this area. In addition to the different geographical locations, the experts of the Profound Heaven Sect determined that it was more likely to produce origin crystals. In fact, they were right. The mutated beasts in this area had a higher chance of producing origin crystals. Although they were not easy to deal with, under the siege of the experts of the Profound Heaven Sect, they were able to hunt them down safely. When a few tyrannical auras spread, the experts of the Profound Heaven Sect sensed that something was wrong. It was obvious that the powerful mutated beasts were attacking something. They immediately arranged for more than a dozen experts to check the situation. They wanted to know who was so bold as to snatch food from the mouth of a tiger in the territory of the profound heaven sect. Lin Fei blasted away 3 mutated beasts with a strike of his rod and rushed towards the cave. Someone is coming in. What are the people outside doing? They don't even know that someone is coming in. Kill him. Don't let him alarm those mutated beasts. The leader who came over immediately ordered when he saw a black figure rushing over. There were countless mutated beasts in this area. The profound heavens sect had to be careful when hunting them. They could not let this person affect their progress. No matter who this person was, he had to die. The people of the profound heavens sect caught up. The 3 mutated beasts also chased after him. Quick! Inform the elders that we've discovered 3 mutant guards. There's a total of 3 of them. There's a mutant king in this place. Who knows? There might be some good stuff here. The leader immediately roared. The person behind him immediately went to report. The profound heaven sect had sent many experts this time. Among them, there were as many as 8 great reverend lords. In reality, they were all members of the profound heaven sect. They had deliberately established a faction outside the sect to cooperate with each other. In reality, they were all members of the same sect. This was something that everyone in the Black Domain knew. What? We've discovered 3 variant guards. Is there a variant king among them? This time the leader was a middle-aged man with a pale complexion. He looked refined, and his eyes were filled with viciousness. Yes. That person seems to have gone to the Variant King's territory. The white-faced, middle-aged, great venerable lord didn't hesitate. Leave behind 3 great venerables. The other 5 great venerables and 20 great venerables will rush over immediately. We can't let anyone get ahead of us. Mutant guards and mutant kings were the most special existences in the Forbidden Land. They could absorb a portion of the elemental annihilation and increase their strength rapidly. They were basically very difficult to kill. If they were here, then congratulations, there would definitely be a variant king around. A variant king was equivalent to a commander. Any one of them had the strength of a peak great reverend lord. One of them could deal with 8 or 9 great reverend lords of the same level. They were extremely powerful. The places where these variant kings resided had top-grade treasures. When the profound heavens sect arrived, they didn't find the whereabouts of the variant kings, so they didn't pay much attention to them. Now that they heard about it, they couldn't sit still and immediately led people to chase after it. After Lin Fei's strength increased, his speed became extremely fast. He was like an afterimage as he rushed over. The 3 variant guards followed closely behind him. This level of speed surpassed 90% of great reverend lords. Almost there, almost there. Roar, roar. The cave had finally appeared. The remaining few mutant guardians also sensed it and rushed out, forming a blockade around them. Scram! Lin Fei activated the Yuan Force Divine weapon in his hand and slashed out, splitting the void in 2. A powerful force swept across the mutated guards, forcing them to retreat continuously. Whoosh! 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 The variant guards that were pushed back had wounds on their bodies. In just a short moment, their wounds had healed. Lin Fei discovered that the elemental annihilation energy of heaven and earth was flowing into the variant beasts' bodies, helping them recover. Scram! Scram! Lin Fei also realized that he couldn't delay any longer. He sensed that someone was chasing behind him. He didn't need to look to know that it was the profound heaven sex people. The sky splitter carried a terrifying aura as it swept across their bodies. The variant guards' defense was too good. They recovered as soon as they were injured. It was as if they were immortal. Lin Fei's powerful strength couldn't injure the variant beasts. His attack couldn't kill them the first time, but the second time they recovered and returned to their peak state. What the hell? These variant beasts are too strong. Ordinary great reverend lords can't take a single hit. but these variant beasts can recover after a few hits. How are we supposed to fight them? Lin Fei was anxious. These variant beasts had sealed off the entrance too tightly. The variant beasts behind him caught up and surrounded him. Lin Fei was in a dilemma. He couldn't kill these variant beasts. For the first time, he felt like he was hitting cotton candy. It was very unpleasant. You dare to enter the territory of the Profound Heaven sect? How bold! The experts of the Profound Heaven sect caught up and saw the black-robed Lin Fei. Variant beasts. There are so many of them. Kill them all. The white-faced great reverend confirmed that these variant beasts were the variant beasts that only variant kings would have. These variant beasts were born to guard kings and were extremely difficult to deal with. Under such circumstances, the white-faced great reverend immediately gave the order to attack. The 5 great reverends took out a black ball that emitted a dangerous aura. It was the famous elemental annihilation ball that contained the elemental annihilation energy. They directly threw it over. A terrifying might instantly swept out. Lin Fei's expression changed. The Profound Heaven sect was so decisive. They actually dealt with the variant beasts together. Illusion scepter. At this moment, Lin Fei deeply felt the dangerous aura. If he was hit, his vitality would be greatly damaged, and he wouldn't be able to recover in a short time. The destructive power of the elemental annihilation ball was too terrifying. Chapter 3000. Our luck is pretty good this time. We didn't find any mutated guards. Now that someone has attracted the firepower, we might have a big harvest. The middle-aged Great Supremacy was overjoyed. If there were mutated guards, there would be mutated kings. Killing the mutated guards would give them at least some crystals. Without the mutated guards, killing the mutated kings wouldn't be that difficult. The Profound Heaven sect knew this very well. As for who that person was, they didn't care. If they had to say anything, they would have to thank that person for finding this place. The moment the elemental spheres were activated, a terrifying aura swept out. In front of 5 elemental spheres, nothing could stop them. Even if it was them, they wouldn't be able to use 5 elemental spheres at once. Mutated guards were hard to kill, but using the elemental energies to deal with them was very effective. At this critical moment, Lin Fei took out the Scepter of Illusion, a treasure he had snatched from the demon monarch. Illusion Realm, descend! This elemental energy divine weapon couldn't be compared to the Sky Splitter because they weren't on the same level. The Scepter of Illusion came from the lunatics of the Skywing Nation. Its attributes were different. It wasn't an attack based on strength, but on the other hand, it was unstoppable. The Sky Splitter was mostly used for strength, and it was very domineering. What Lin Fei needed to do now was to use his increased strength to rush in and collect the elemental energy divine sand. Even if he was injured, he could still leave calmly. This was the first time Lin Fei used the Scepter of Illusion. A huge illusion realm enveloped the demonic beasts. Lin Fei didn't use it on the experts of the Profound Heaven sect. If he used it on the demonic beasts, he wouldn't be exposed. Once the illusion realm descended on the mutated guards, Lin Fei could clearly feel their movements slowing down. This was equivalent to being immersed in the illusion realm. Dark stealth. The moment they were immersed in the illusion, Lin Fei used another secret technique he had obtained from the demon monarch. His figure faded as he rushed into the cave before the elemental energies could reach him. Boom! 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 A huge rumbling sound swept out. Roar! The mutant king in the cave was awakened. Its massive body and lantern-sized eyes were filled with killing intent as it roared at the entrance of the cave. Half of the primordial annihilation energy was blown away, leaving the other half within the cave. Collect! Lin Fei opened the system, and all the elemental energy sand in the cave fell into the system. The power of origin annihilation also spread out. At the last moment, Lin Fei used the Scepter of Illusion once again. A huge world enveloped the variant king while he was blasted away by the Yuan-Mia energy. After a series of loud rumbles, a huge crater appeared in the mountains. Lin Fei's scepter of illusion was too fast. The great exalted lords of the profound heaven sect didn't feel anything at all. They only saw the might of the Yuan destroyer ball directly crushing through, flattening the passage and killing the variant guards. As for that outsider, they didn't even consider him. Roar! After the cave collapsed, the mutant king roared and rushed up, targeting the people from the profound heaven sect. It's really a mutant king. Everyone, let's work together and kill it. The pale-faced, great exalted lord gave the order, and everyone moved. A mutant king was a rare treasure even in the dark domain. There were strong and weak mutant kings, but the one in front of them didn't emit any dangerous aura. It shouldn't be that strong. The experts of the profound heaven sect were even more worried. At the same time, under a pile of ruins, Lin Fei shook off the rocks on his body. His face was extremely pale. He quickly took out the life crystals and absorbed them crazily. After absorbing more than 100 life crystals, Lin Fei's injuries stabilized. The destructive power of the Yuan destroyer ball was beyond Lin Fei's imagination. Even with proud heaven's protection and his strong body, he couldn't withstand it for a while. It was torn apart in one move. Lin Fei finally understood why the great exalted lord of the temporal temple was so afraid. He couldn't resist it at all. It was an extremely domineering existence that could crush everything. The few demonic beasts that blocked him were torn to pieces in front of that power. Lin Fei saw it clearly. In the future, I'd better be careful when dealing with treasures with the power of Yuan annihilation. When the Yuan annihilation swept through my body directly exploded 8 times. If it weren't for my vigorous life force supporting me, I would have definitely died under this kind of power. Lin Fei concealed his aura. The battle outside seemed to have begun. It was obvious that the huge guy had started attacking the people from the profound heaven sect. If you guys didn't come, I couldn't do anything. Now that you're here, you can help me take the blame. Through the system, Lin Fei saw the situation outside. At this moment, a huge crater appeared in the mountains. The huge demonic beast that had been in deep slumber was attacking the experts of the profound heaven sect nonstop. The experts of the profound heaven sect seemed to have been prepared for this. They kept taking out their treasures, especially special scrolls, and threw them at the demonic beast one by one. Under Lin Fei's observation, not only did the demonic beast's movements slow down, but it also slowed down in other aspects. It would take a long time for the experts from the profound heaven sect to break through its defense. With them here, I should leave now. I almost died here because of this origin energy divine sand. Lin Fei used dark stealth and left silently. The system collected the origin energy divine sand and didn't leak any aura. The experts from the profound heaven sect were destined to be the scapegoat. From the demonic beast's crazy look, it was definitely them who did it. After confirming that it was safe, Lin Fei opened the system again to check on the situation over there. The siege was still ongoing. This demonic beast's defense is strong. Lin Fei saw that the demonic beast was covered in wounds, but it was still alive and kicking. On the other hand, there were many corpses around the profound heaven sect. Some of them were even high supremes. They either had their heads smashed or more than half of their bodies shattered. This demonic beast was extremely tough. To be able to hold on until now under the siege of so many experts, it's really not ordinary. The origin energy sphere's power had caused Lin Fei to suffer a great loss. This demonic beast's defense was strong. If Lin Fei were to face it alone, he definitely wouldn't stand a chance. The experts from the profound heaven sect were also puzzled. This mutated Beast King's attack was average, but its defense was ridiculously strong. They had been besieging it for so long, but they still couldn't injure it. After hesitating for a while, they used a secret treasure to kill the mutated Beast King. Chapter 3001. Lin Fei had witnessed the entire process of the sparkling crystal exploding. It was in high definition and up close. The Black Heaven sect is really capable to have such a secret treasure that could heavily injure the Variant King in one strike. From the looks of it, it must be some kind of poison. It should be related to the primordial destruction energy. Perhaps it's a counter to it. Lin Fei had seen it clearly. It was a special substance that had seeped into the Variant King's body like a mist. The Variant King's defense was greatly reduced, and it was killed in the end. I don't know what that shiny thing is, but for it to be able to bear the words Variant King in the Forbidden Land, it must be a top-notch item. Lin Fei had suffered a small loss, and now he was thinking about the Black Heaven sect. Elder Xian, our luck is not bad. A king crystal dropped. From the looks of it, it's an earth-type king crystal that specializes in defense. A great supremacy beside him said excitedly. The white-faced, middle-aged great supremacy revealed a smile. King crystal? Our luck is indeed not bad. Quickly search the surroundings. If there's a Variant King here, there must be something guarding it. This white-faced, middle-aged great supremacy was Mystic 12 of the Black Heaven sect's 12 foster sons. He was a famous figure in the Black region, and the influence of the Black Heaven sect was so great. Even Mystic 12, who was ranked at the bottom, was a great supremacy, not to mention the 11 foster sons in front of him. Mystic 12 put away the king crystal and the corpse of the mutant king. He waited for the good news from his subordinates. Very soon, the people who were searching returned. Elder, we did not find anything here. Elder, we did not find anything here either. Same for us. The heavenly god powerhouses that returned were all dejected. They didn't find anything good, and this seemed a little abnormal. Under normal circumstances, wherever a Variant King appeared, there would definitely be something guarding it. Check it again, carefully. Don't miss anything. Mystic 12 furrowed his brows. This situation was normal. After all, it was not easy to find something guarded by a Variant King. It would take some time. Mystic 12 was destined to be disappointed. After searching more than 10 times, they still did not find anything. Elder, we've already searched the surroundings more than 10 times, but there was nothing. Could it have been stolen? A great supremacy said. Apart from this explanation, there seemed to be no other explanation. Someone stole it? Mystic 12 suddenly thought of the fellow who had come in earlier. But under the attack of the Yuan Annihilation Sphere, he had already turned into ashes. No one could withstand it. Continue hunting the demonic beasts. The remaining group continue searching. The item must be there. Who would dare to steal from a place that our mysterious heaven sect has our eyes on? Mystic 12 was still certain that the item was here. The King Crystal and the Variant King's corpse were considered a great harvest. As long as they didn't find the item that the Variant King was guarding, the experts of the mysterious heaven sect would not be satisfied. That was the most important thing. Even if you dig 3 feet into the ground, you won't be able to find anything. When Lin Fei saw them searching for the item over and over again, he finally felt a sense of relief. The crystals dropped by the beasts I killed earlier should be a special kind of crystal. The crystal dropped by the Variant King should be of a better quality. They haven't left yet, so I still have a chance. Lin Fei changed to another location. After confirming that it was safe, he set up several array formations. He took out the Yuan Force sand and began to cultivate. The experts of the mysterious heaven sect had plenty of time to deal with them. The prerequisite was that he could raise his Prideful Sky 9th layer physique to Prideful Sky 10th layer. At that time, he would be able to move unhindered in the forbidden grounds. The amount of Yuan Force sand he had snatched from the Variant King was enough for him to cultivate to Prideful Sky 10th layer. Lin Fei still had to thank the experts of the mysterious heaven sect. If he had really fought them head-on, he would have wasted a lot of time. They had helped him a lot. After discarding all distracting thoughts, Lin Fei took out the Yuan 4 sand. In front of him was a pile of golden-colored Yuan 4 sand. It was very eye-catching. Prideful sky 10th layer, here I come. Hua, hua, hua. The Yuan Force sand entered his body. Mystic 12 led a group of people to search for 2 months. It was unknown how many demonic beasts they had killed, but the item left behind by the Variant King was still nowhere to be found. This was a great irony to Mystic 12. Could it really have been snatched away? Every time Mystic 12 thought of this matter, he would feel extremely unhappy. Someone had the guts to snatch food from the mysterious Heaven sect. No matter who it was, once they were found, they would be severely punished and taught a lesson in blood. The items guarded by a Variant King were all top-notch treasures in the Forbidden Grounds. Even if they had obtained the corpse and a king crystal, something was still missing. In these 2 months, Mystic 12 had been depressed. The most helpless thing was that he could not find the culprit. There were not many people who could hide from his eyes and ears and sneak in without him noticing. He suspected that it was the people from the Golden Dragon Country and Black Tiger Mountain. Other than them, Mystic 12 really could not find anyone who would dare to offend the mysterious Heaven sect and snatch food from the tiger's mouth. The amount of Yuan 4 sand he refined this time was longer than Lin Fei had expected. The quality was high. He had originally planned to use 2 to 3 months to completely refine it and rush to the 10th layer. But because of the quality of the Yuan 4 sand, the time was extended indefinitely. In the end, Lin Fei used 2 years to completely refine all the Yuan 4 sand he needed. When the last batch of Yuan 4 sand was completely refined, a Jingguang surged out from Lin Fei's body. His entire person was like a deity that had descended from the heavens. It surrounded him, making him feel warm and comfortable. Is this the difference between the 10th layer and the 10th layer? After breaking through that threshold, Lin Fei experienced a feeling that he had never experienced before. 10th layer prideful heavenly body, too awesome. The moment he broke through, a new message appeared in his mind. Lin Fei's expression changed continuously. Master, are you satisfied with this gift? The little devil congratulated him with a knowing expression. Lin Fei was extremely excited. The benefits of breaking through to the 10th layer of the prideful heavenly body were far beyond his imagination. He could not believe that it was real. Just as he had said, this was a huge gift. The truly shocking gift was that the tyrant body of the prideful heavenly 12th layer actually had such a hidden meaning. To Lin Fei, this was equivalent to opening a door to an even more secretive secret. Perhaps this was the ultimate secret of the great sovereign Lord breaking through to the hierarch realm. How to reach this step was something that had baffled countless people. The secret technique would also become a top-notch existence in the Saint Spirit world. Chapter 3002. It took him 2 years to break through from Proud Sky 9th layer to Proud Sky 10th layer, which indeed exceeded Lin Fei's expectation, extending from 2 to 3 months to 2 years. The difference was not small. After the breakthrough, Lin Fei received a notification from the system, and he was shocked beyond words. He couldn't imagine the difference between Proud Sky 10th layer and Proud Sky 9th layer. Anyone would be shocked and excited at the same time. Other than that, Lin Fei also learned a big secret. Proud Sky 10th layer physique had undergone a huge transformation, allowing him to absorb portion of elemental destruction energy. Yes, it was absorbing elemental destruction energy. The great benefit of breaking through to Proud Sky 10th layer. This was the reason why Lin Fei was shocked. Can I really absorb a portion of elemental destruction energy? Lin Fei was still in shock. He knew very well how tyrannical the elemental destruction energy was. The Black Heaven Gate's weakened version was able to shatter his body 7 to 8 times. If it was an ordinary Reverend Lord, no matter how the little guy attacked, He wouldn't be able to shatter his body, much less shatter it. But elemental destruction energy was different. It could shatter a person's body 7 to 8 times in a single exchange. If it was any other master, they would have died countless times. Yes, with your current physique, you should be able to absorb 3 types of elemental destruction energy, and a weaker version at that. For example, the Forbidden Land's elemental destruction energy. The little devil answered, 3. It wasn't a lot, but to Lin Fei, it was equivalent to holding a secret trump card. If he used it at the crucial moment, everyone would be shocked. The secret art from Proud Sky 10th Layer's reward uses elemental destruction energy. Every time you use it, you can consume 1 type of elemental destruction energy, up to 3. The little devil added, every time his physique broke through, he would receive a secret art. Some focused on offense, some focused on defense. Lin Fei was looking forward to the reward every time. The reward from Proud Sky 10th Layer physique exceeded his imagination. The benefits were too generous. If this was released to the public, it would definitely stun countless people. Since a 10th Order Heavenly God Realm Master is so powerful, he must have grasped a higher level power. Like this Yuan annihilation. Although Lin Fei had plundered a large number of books, there was almost nothing about 10th Order Heavenly God Realm cultivation. Now that he knew he could absorb the essence destruction energy, he couldn't help thinking of the Hierarch realm. Whether it's true or not, I've grasped the essence destruction energy 1 step ahead of time. At this moment, Lin Fei really wanted to thank Xing Haoren for giving him a slot. Don't look at it just because it's a slot. If you don't have it, it'll be even more difficult to come in. Don't even mention breaking through to the next level and raising your Prideful Heaven 9th Layer physique to Prideful Heaven 10th Layer. Lin Fei did not even dare to imagine such a speed of improvement. The Forbidden Lands had opened a huge door for him. If Proud Heaven wanted to make a breakthrough, he would have to do it on the Forbidden Lands. Prideful Heaven, 10-fold body. I have to familiarize myself with it. My power is increasing too fast, even if I don't use the 10-fold strength incantation. My current power is stronger than when I use the 10-fold strength incantation's 2nd stage. 1st stage, Prideful Heaven. 1st stage transformation. Lin Fei couldn't help sighing. Using half a month's time, Lin Fei had familiarized himself with the control of his strength, combining strength and gentleness at the same time. In one moment, he could be fierce and domineering, and in the next second he could be as gentle as the wind, impossible to guard against. After breaking through to the Prideful Heaven 10-fold body, Lin Fei's strength was as vast as the sea. Every move he made was pushed to the limit, and any move he made was a killing move. The strengthening of his physique, the increase in his strength, also increased Lin Fei's strength to a terrifying degree. If he ran into the Time Temple's Kong when again, with his Prideful Heaven body armor activated, his body would be as sturdy as Mount Tai. Even Kong, when's time attack, wouldn't be able to take away his life force. After stabilizing it for half a month, Lin Fei began to attempt to absorb the vital destruction energy within the sealed grounds. When the first wisp of essence destruction energy entered his body, Huang Xiaolong felt as if he was on fire, almost burning into nothingness. The pain was too excruciating. The advantage of the 10-fold, Prideful Heaven 10-fold body was reflected, suppressed again and again. Although the essence destruction energy was tyrannical under the Prideful Heaven body armor, it didn't resist for long. That wisp of essence destruction energy entered a physical particle, and it was very obedient. The first wisp of essence destruction energy is complete. The entire process didn't seem difficult, but in reality, Lin Fei was very clear that with the Prideful Heaven body armor withstanding most of it, the remaining portion was nothing to be afraid of. Lin Fei truly experienced the terror of the essence destruction energy. It was a merciless destruction energy. Back then I thought that after reaching the Prideful Heaven 10-fold body armor, I could barge in and see if I could dig out the essence force godsend. Now, it seems that my thinking was too simple. Even now, if I were to enter, I would most likely die. Lin Fei sighed. The first complete wisp of essence destruction energy took a total of 3 months. The second wisp of essence destruction energy took 2 months. The third wisp of essence destruction energy took a month. A total of 3 wisps of essence destruction energy took 6 months. To Lin Fei, this was considered fast. 6 months, plus the time before that, it's almost 3 years in total. The 3 wisps of essence destruction energy stopped in the particles of Lin Fei's body. They were black and white, and they were as obedient as a child. But at the beginning, it was a terrifying demon king. Now it seemed to be well behaved. Once it exploded, congratulations, 1 wisp of essence destruction energy could kill you. This was the real killer move. If it was combined with the illusion scepter and used a killer move secret technique, it would definitely be anyone's nightmare. It's time to find someone to settle the score. Also, I promised Xing Haoren the Yuan Heartgrass. No matter what, I have to go take a look. After successfully mastering the 3 wisps of essence destruction energy, Lin Fei decided to go out and scavenge for treasures. For example, the crystal stones, the corpse of the Variant King, the King Crystal, and so on. These things, Lin Fei was quite interested. Let me see where they are. Lin Fei first looked at the mountains. In 3 years, that place was empty, and there was no trace of the Black Heaven sect. The demonic beasts had become scattered, and it was obvious that most of them had been killed. Lock onto the Black Heaven sect elder. The scene changed, and Lin Fei saw another scene. The pale-faced, middle-aged, great sovereign Xian Shire's position appeared. He was currently standing in a black swamp in the distance, looking like the entrance to hell. It was extremely strange. Xian Shire. This place was found by the Golden Dragon Nation. What is the meaning of this? Outside the swamp, several forces had gathered. Among them, there was a group of people dressed in golden robes, with a smear of gold on their necks. They were shouting fiercely at Xian Shire. You said you found it. Who saw it? I also said that the Black Heaven sect came first. Xian Shire led a group of people and confronted the people from the Golden Dragon Nation. After listening for a while, Lin Fei understood what they were talking about. Chapter 3003. When he first came in, Lin Fei especially went to understand the special places in the entire Forbidden Land and marked them. Among them, there were several places where Yuan Heartgrass was suspected to exist. However, all of them were dragons' pools and tiger's lair. If one was not careful, they would die. Lin Fei immediately determined that this place was one of those places. Among all the places, the degree of danger was considered intermediate, belonging to the kind that couldn't be ignored. Mysterious Heaven Sect, Golden Dragon Nation. There seems to be another force called Black Tiger Mountain. It seems that the 3 forces have gathered together. Smart, cooperation will produce results. If not, there will be nothing. Lin Fei looked for a while and knew what they wanted to do. In 3 years, they hunted a large number of monsters and obtained a lot of crystal stones. For example, Mysterious Heaven Sect obtained the corpse of a Variant King. King Crystal Stones, a great harvest. The Yuan Heart Grass isn't that easy to obtain. If the 3 great powers join hands to attack, it will definitely be difficult. It will take time. If I have the time, I might as well find some Variant Kings. Any one of them will be snatched up by everyone. Lin Fei really wanted to give Mysterious Heaven Sect a big gift, but in the end he endured it. It had only been 3 years, and there were still 7 years until the 10 years. Why not let them do it first? He didn't mind being a road robber. After making a decision, he once again looked at the Forbidden Land. The entire 3-dimensional map was marked with many places, many of which had not been touched. For example, the place closest to him seemed to have the existence of a Variant King. Okay, let's start from here. Since he said he would start, Lin Fei immediately moved. After reaching the Proud Heaven 10th layer, after activating the proud heaven body protection. The power of Yuan destruction in the Forbidden Land was almost no longer affected, even if he didn't wear Yuan armor. At the nearest place, Lin Fei opened the system and searched. Come out. A palm strike landed on a group of mountains. After a loud, rumbling sound, a few black shadows rushed out first. It was the variant guards. As soon as they came out, they spat out a black mist which corroded the void. Good. Lin Fei was stifled to death. He had long wanted to try out the power of Prideful Sky 10th layer. The black mist clashed against the proud sky body fortification, causing a series of ripples to spread out. Unable to break through the proud sky body fortification, the feeling was truly exhilarating. It's really a huge improvement. After testing it out, Lin Fei was able to confirm how powerful the Proud Heaven Barricade was. From this day on, the Proud Heaven Barricade had truly reached the next level and was now at the peak level. Now try my strength. Lin Fei charged into the black fog, raised his palm, and struck the closest variant guard, sending it flying. The power is indeed great. Let's try again. Another mutant guard was sent flying. Lin Fei was having a lot of fun. He split the variant guard with his palms, which was several times more powerful than when he used the second layer of the tenfold strength technique. After a few rounds, the variant guard couldn't take it anymore. So the variant guard's endurance is only a little bit stronger than I thought. The last time Lin Fei fought with the variant guard, it was extremely strenuous. Every time he felt that he was just a little bit weaker, but in reality, the variant guard was just a little bit stronger. All right, I wonder how powerful the primordial extermination power will be when it's attached to the sky-splitting rod. A thought emerged in Lin Fei's mind. The sky-splitting rod was also in his hands. Traces of primordial extermination power flowed out and directly attached to the sky-splitting rod. Stab! The sky-splitting rod pierced forward, transforming into a spear. With a poochie sound, it pierced through the body of a variant guard. Lin Fei was overjoyed. It's exactly as I imagined. Previously, when he attacked the variant guard, he could only hurt them. To break through their defense, there was still some difficulty. Now, Lin Fei had found the best way to deal with it. This sudden inspiration also brought about a huge increase in strength for Lin Fei. Relying on the speed of Prideful Sky 10th layer body, coupled with the terrifying primordial extermination power, it would be anyone's nightmare. Die! This time, Lin Fei used the heartbroken movement. This was the first time he truly executed the combination of the primordial extermination power with the primordial extermination power. A few afterimages flashed by, piercing through the variant guard that was attacking him. Awesome, a one-hit kill. With a wave of his hand, he kept the corpse. Lin Fei's heart was at ease. He rushed down and swung the sky-splitting rod furiously. The mountains below were directly razed to the ground. They were basically unable to withstand this power. A variant king whose body wasn't very big appeared. Previously, I was bullied so miserably by the variant king. Now, I can use you as an example. After easily killing the variant guard, Lin Fei had a deeper understanding of his own strength. Grabbing the sky-splitting rod, he used a total annihilation technique. The variant king opened its mouth and spat out a large amount of black fog that emitted a pungent smell. It's this move again. The sky-splitting rod pierced through the variant king without any hindrance. It heavily struck the variant king's body, and its small body was directly sent flying. With a swoosh, Lin Fei chased after it. Thrusting, sweeping, and hacking, he executed the sky-splitting rod's attacks to the extreme, causing numerous wounds to appear on the variant king's body. Die. With a flash, the sky-splitting rod pierced through the variant king's head. With a burst of strength, the variant king's head was smashed into pieces. These variant kings and variant guards had extremely powerful bodies and top-notch defenses. However, their bodies had a huge flaw. Once their heads were smashed, they would undoubtedly die. That was because they didn't have the ability to clone themselves. 1 variant king and 5 variant guards. My harvest isn't bad. Lin Fei searched carefully and really found something that the variant king was guarding. It was a type of purple, or, although he didn't know what it was, he decided to keep it first. With the experience of being the first to kill a variant king, following this, Lin Fei continued to kill the variant kings. The experience he gained was extremely rich, and he didn't even need the support of Elemental Annihilation's power. His staff could easily pierce through their heads and kill them. With the help of the system, Lin Fei was able to locate the variant king earlier than anyone else. Every search was accurate. Lin Fei's group started to move. In just a short year, they had killed 26 variant kings and over 100 variant kings. If this number was spread, everyone would be shocked. After killing 26, the number of variant kings began to decrease. After all, apart from Lin Fei himself, there were so many people in the Forbidden Area. Although variant kings were strong, those who came here were all veterans, and they were quite experienced in dealing with variant kings. Over the past 4 years, the number of variant kings had been decreasing. If ordinary people really couldn't do anything, Lin Fei, who had the support of the system, paid a small price and accurately located many variant kings. These variant kings were extremely powerful. Lin Fei had to activate the first level of the tenfold strength in order to successfully kill them. Chapter 3004. In the sealed land outside a barren mountain, a group of people was advancing slowly, as if afraid of alerting the hidden dangers in the surroundings. Everyone be careful. There's a mutated king not far ahead with 3 mutated guards around it. They specialize in ice attacks. A great lord expert, who clearly knew the situation, cautiously moved forward. There were more than 20 people behind him. The weakest among them was a pseudo-great lord. They moved with a solemn expression, paying attention to their surroundings at all times. They were one of the more famous mutated king hunting teams in the Black Domain. Their main purpose was to hunt mutated kings and mutated guards. If they took out one, everyone would fight for it. As they moved forward cautiously, the terrifying aura they sensed did not appear. Instead, they saw nothing but ruins. What happened? Was the mutated king killed? The leader of the group was surprised. After a quick search, there was no trace of the mutated king. We came here for nothing. This is the 3rd time we failed. What the hell? That's right, who killed it? Looking at the traces in the surroundings, there doesn't seem to be many people fighting. Could it be those big shots are here to snatch it? These professional hunting teams had failed every single time in the past year. They couldn't even find a single mutant king. I have to ask those people about their harvests. After some questioning, they heard an important piece of news. The mutated kings that many hunting teams had locked on to disappeared one by one when they were working together. There weren't many traces left on the scene, but the mutated kings were gone. Every hunting team said the same thing. Everyone was dumbfounded. The news spread like wildfire among the hunting teams. Thinking about their recent harvests, it seemed like they had really been robbed. This kind of efficiency was too fast. Everyone cursed inwardly at the bastard who robbed them of their mutated king. The powerful mutated king in the sealed land was comparable to a god realm master, which was equivalent to a 10th order heavenly god realm master. They would only be sending themselves to their deaths if they went. Now that all the easy ones had been snatched away, it would be better to kill them than to let them deal with those hard, rank, mutated kings. The 52nd mutated king. In a dangerous place, Lin Fei put away the 52nd mutated king. This mutated king was one of the more powerful ones. He had only managed to kill it after activating the 2nd stage of the strength technique. He had also suffered some minor injuries. 52, it's still not enough. This was a rare opportunity, and Lin Fei did not want to miss it. During this period of time, they took a look at the places they had marked out. So far, they had only managed to break through 2 of them. After looking around, they realized that their luck wasn't very good. They didn't manage to obtain any elemental heart grass. Lin Fei killed a variant king. The number of variant kings also continued to increase, breaking through to 90. The rate at which Lin Fei killed the variant kings began to slow down. Perhaps the variant kings had caught wind of this and started to disappear. This made Lin Fei quite speechless. He was so strong, but he actually went missing. This was something that made him very unhappy. Lin Fei was about to curse out loud. Was a variant king that had forced him to activate the 3rd stage weak? How am I weak? On the other hand, his ability to survive was quite strong. 7 or 8 variant kings managed to escape from his hands. Those variant kings that escaped must have informed the other variant kings. They're probably afraid that I'll kill them. After missing yet another variant king, Lin Fei shook his head and smiled bitterly. It's probably impossible for me to kill any more variant kings. If these fellows hide, it'll be very difficult to catch up to them. It's already the 8th year. It's about time for me to get some elemental heart grass. It took Lin Fei more than 4 years to kill a variant king. The harvest was huge. In terms of exertion of strength, Lin Fei had already reached the point of perfection. Killing variant kings was as easy as drinking water for him. Normal variant kings could be killed in a single exchange. Unless it was hard variant kings, where he had to use the 3rd stage of strength enhancement, he wouldn't use it under normal circumstances. This is the place. There are 5 variant kings and at least 70 to 80 variant guards. There might even be something like the elemental heart grass. Lin Fei locked onto a place, the Forbidden Land. It was a valley surrounded by mountains. Lin Fei quietly descended in this place. A few demonic beasts pounced out from the darkness. They weren't weak, and after a few flashes, they arrived in front of him. Lin Fei used the system to check. Just this valley alone had more than 100,000 demonic beasts. It could truly be called a dragon's pool and tiger's den. Whoever entered would die. If he was still at Prideful Sky 9th layer physique, Lin Fei would definitely leave without a second word. If he entered, even his skin and bones would be eaten. I hope I didn't make a wasted trip. Lin Fei turned into a black stream of light and charged in. The demonic beasts that pounced at him were directly smashed into pieces by his powerful strength. Within the valley, demonic beasts were everywhere. When Lin Fei charged in, these demonic beasts moved and surrounded him. However, the encirclement of the demonic beasts was like an itch to Lin Fei. Everywhere he passed, the demonic beasts near Lin Fei were all smashed into pieces. The smell of blood permeated the air. At the same time, a group of people was heading in his direction. There were many of them. If Lin Fei was here, he would definitely recognize them. They were the 3 major forces that Xing Haoran had warned him about. At least in this Forbidden Land, these 3 forces were the strongest. In front of us is a place where Yuan Heart grass might appear. Great Senior Xianlu, the leader of the Black Heaven sect, said, "We definitely won't make a wasted trip this time." In the past few years, the Black Heaven sect hadn't gained much. They had cooperated to break through a few places and suffered heavy losses, but they hadn't seen a single Yuan Heart grass. Speaking of which, it's strange. Our 3 major forces have gathered our top forces in the Forbidden Land, but I've heard that the mutated kings have all been killed recently. Our people have also made several trips in vain. For example, the 2nd-class mutated kings have all disappeared from those dangerous places. The person who spoke was the Golden Dragon Nation's great senior lord, and he had a puzzled expression on his face. These words struck a chord in everyone's hearts. Everyone was on the same side now. You don't say. Many of the mutated kings have disappeared. The Black Tiger Mountain's great senior lord's voice was loud, and his face was dark. Don't let me find out who did it, or I'll destroy their sect. The Yuan Heartgrass was their main goal, but the mutated kings were also one of the tasks that couldn't be ignored. But now, there were very few mutated kings. Here, the mutated kings were divided into 3 classes. The weakest was a 3rd-class mutated king, followed by a 2nd-class mutated king, and the strongest was a 1st-class mutated king. Along the way, 3rd-class mutated kings had disappeared without a trace, and even 2nd-class mutated kings were nowhere to be seen. The 3 major forces had always suspected that some other team had come to snatch the food. We've arrived at the place. Everyone moved quickly, but when they arrived at the entrance of the valley, the thick smell of blood assailed their noses. It was unbelievably strong. Wait, what a strong smell of blood! Chapter 3005. As soon as the 3 forces arrived at the entrance of the valley, they immediately felt that something was wrong. The strong smell of blood became very eye-catching. Everyone looked at each other, and their expressions were not normal. This was a place that they had spent a lot of effort to find. How could someone beat them to it? For them, who had not harvested anything, this was something that they could not accept. Let's go in. I want to see who has the guts to snatch food from our 3 forces. Needless to say, the 3 forces all had the same thought. Without needing any instructions, everyone carefully rushed into the valley. The valley was filled with corpses, torn apart and scattered everywhere. The scene was bloody. The person who came in is at least a group of people, and they are very strong. The corpses of the demonic beasts on the ground were torn apart by a powerful force. Mystic 6 of the Profound Heaven sect said, "They are indeed very strong. They are too daring." As they moved forward, they observed their surroundings. The number of demonic beasts' corpses increased, and they were all torn apart by violent means. Hurry up, maybe that person is still inside. The mutated guards are making their move. Suddenly, a roar came from the depths of the valley. The sound was terrifying, and it made people's hair stand on end. Then, energy fluctuations spread out. The great supremacies of the 3 forces were the first to rush in. They knew that the demonic beasts along the way had been attracted by that person. If they rushed in now, they might be able to gain a big advantage. Who would want to miss such a good opportunity? Deep in the valley, it was a terrain surrounded on 3 sides, and there was only one way in. At the end of the valley, there was a lake. It was not small, and at this moment, a dense mass of demonic beasts occupied this small area. On the ground, the mutated guards were lying on the ground, and they were long dead. Even further away, the demonic beasts did not dare to rush in. Any beast that dared to rush in would be instantly sent flying by a powerful force, smashing into the mountain wall like raindrops, like a blooming flower. Where is he? Isn't it team? Why can't I see him? The great supremacies rushed in and were ready to lock on to the target. In their subconscious, to be able to come here, it would be at least a team and definitely not a single person. No one could withstand the attack of a large number of mutated guards. Look, those on the ground seem to be all mutated guards. There are at least 40 of them. Mystic 6 sucked in a breath of cold air. Even if they encountered those mutant guards, they wouldn't dare to let their guard down. But now they were all lifeless. There's movement under the lake. Suddenly, a great sovereign stared the lake. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The monstrous lake water soared into the sky, and the entire valley instantly looked like it was raining. A black shadow flew out of the lake and smashed into the ground not far away, causing the ground to tremble. A variant king. The black shadow smashed into a place not far away, instantly smashing a large number of demonic beasts to death, and a terrifying aura swept out. The great sovereigns immediately realized that this was a variant king. What else could give them such a threatening aura other than a variant king? I think he's dead. When they took out their treasures and attacked, they suddenly realized that the variant king was dead. Grand Monarch Mystic 6 was bold enough to blast away the surrounding demonic beasts to check on the mutated monarch. There was a huge hole in the head of the mutated monarch, which was bleeding profusely. Good heavens, this is a head smashed by someone. Who did it? The expressions of the great sovereigns present changed. Not long after they entered the valley, they didn't see any strangers. Instead, they saw the corpses of mutant guards and a variant king on the ground. Splash! Before they could digest the news, another variant king flew out of the lake and smashed into another place. It also seemed to be dead. Another one. It seems to be dead as well. No matter how they thought about it, this scene was terrifying. It was normal for one variant king to be killed, but it was not normal for two to appear. Everyone knew how powerful variant kings were, especially when they were divided into different levels. If a third-class variant king and a second-class variant king teamed up, they wouldn't be a match even if they joined forces, let alone killing them one by one. Splash! Another variant king. It was another variant king that had smashed into the lake. The great sovereigns of the three factions were at a loss. This variant king was also dead. Should we continue? The Golden Dragon Nation's great sovereign said, 3 mutant kings. Just which top-notch expert has entered? The Black Tiger Mountain's great sovereign's expression was unnatural. He had seen many experts, but he had never heard of anyone killing 3 variant kings in the blink of an eye. The scariest thing was that the wounds were all in the same place. This was terrifying. How powerful would one need to be able to do this? I think it's better if we don't fight for now. We can kill 3. Before he finished speaking, 2 more variant kings appeared from the lake. One landed on the left, and the other landed on the right. The lake water splashed everywhere. Everyone was dumbfounded. 5 variant kings. This was an instant kill. They had been to many forbidden lands, but they had never seen anyone kill 5 variant kings in such a short time, not to mention the mutated guards lying on the ground. This ability was unimaginable. They immediately thought that they had encountered a top-notch great sovereign expert. He was famous in the Saint Spirit domain, or a small group of top-notch great sovereigns. No matter which one it was, they couldn't afford to offend him. However, looking at the ground full of mutated guards and 5 variant kings, they felt rather complicated. If they brought them out, they would definitely be able to sell them for a high price. It was definitely a kind of torture to not be able to move the things in front of them. They couldn't leave, but they couldn't stay either. This was the first time these great sovereigns had encountered such torture. What a disappointment. There's actually no Yuan Heartgrass. Just as they were being tortured, a figure rushed out. They heard some words that made them want to vomit blood. Kill so many mutated guards and mutated kings. What more do you want? How much wealth do you want? A person. They saw a black-clothed man coming out from the bottom of the lake. He didn't look very old. This made them a little dumbfounded. How could it be a person? This was different from what they had imagined. Could it be that it wasn't a group of people? It seemed that he was unreasonably young. They couldn't accept this. Lin Fei rushed out and saw the 7 great sovereign experts. They all had different looks in their eyes. It was obvious that they were thinking about something. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As Lin Fei walked, he waved his hand to collect the variant king's corpses and the surrounding mutated guards. Chapter 3006. The power of the 7 Yuan annihilation orbs was absolute power that could destroy everything in an instant. Anyone with a certain level of strength would buy a Yuan annihilation orb to protect themselves and use it as a trump card. If it was an ordinary supremacy, there was nothing to worry about. However, if it was someone rich and had a powerful background, then congratulations, they might be able to experience the power of a Yuan annihilation orb. Although the Golden Dragon Nation, Black Tiger Mountain, and the Black Heaven sect were not the top forces in the Black Realm, they were still first-rate forces with deep foundations. These great supremacies had many trump cards. In the Forbidden Land, monsters were as common as clouds. Every time they went to the Forbidden Land, the Yuan annihilation orbs were used the most. There was no need for discussion. When the 7 great supremacies saw that a single person dared to collect the bodies of mutant kings in front of them, they finally could not sit still and decided to give it a try. They did not believe that this person could come out unscathed after killing dozens of mutant guards and 5 mutant kings. Perhaps he was pretending to look good, but in reality, he was an arrow at the end of its flight. He was just trying to scare them. If they really killed this person, there would definitely be many good things. They did not know this person, and he did not have a powerful background. This place was also a forbidden land, so there was nothing to worry about. In the Black Realm, it was common for young masters of large families to be killed. After the matter was over, there was always a lot of noise but little rain. This guy is quite bold. He dares to swagger around and collect things? He's simply courting death. If we attack with 7 Yuan annihilation orbs, even a peak great supremacy would be seriously injured, let alone a single person like him. The 7 great supremacies took out their weapons and were secretly on guard, just in case. In their opinion, this wave of attacks could easily kill this person. Even mutant kings could not withstand this level of attack, let alone a nameless person. The Yuan annihilation orb was extremely powerful, and it directly flattened the valley. The surrounding monsters were turned to ashes, and there were heavy casualties. Golden Dragon Nation, Black Tiger Mountain, Black Heaven Sect, you are all courting death. In the previous position, a black figure held a long staff, and behind him appeared a shattered void. He raised his head, revealing a cold gaze. The look in his eyes made people's hearts palpitate. The 7 great supremacies sucked in a breath of cold air. They had used the Yuan annihilation sphere to launch a sneak attack, yet the other party was completely fine. This was just too unrealistic. That was 7 Yuan annihilation balls. It contained the power of annihilation, enough to flatten everything. One of the black-robed men resisted their attacks, looking like he was fine. There was a trace of fear in their hearts. No matter what method the other party used to block such a terrifying attack, at the very least, it proved that this person had a great background and was far from as simple as he thought. What's there to be afraid of? He's definitely faking it. Let's attack together and kill him. Mystic Heaven Sect's Xianjiu happened to see the Mystic Heaven Sect's people rushing over, and he was filled with confidence. Everyone from the Profound Heaven Sect, listen up. Let's attack the black-robed man together. How could the Mystic 9 supremacy miss such a good opportunity? If they don't make a move, the Mystic Heaven Sect will. He believed that the black-clothed man was just holding on. As long as he made a move, he would reap great benefits. The Profound Heaven Sect's experts behind him surrounded him without saying a word. In an instant, all sorts of emperors' intent attacks flooded over. The Golden Dragon Nation and Black Tiger Mountain's great supremacies finally came to their senses. They cursed the Mystic 6 supremacies for being shameless and taking the initiative to attack first. To be able to withstand their sneak attack, the black-clothed man was definitely not simple. If they killed him, there would definitely be treasures. They believed this without a doubt. As for revenge, they were not worried at all. Lin Fei made his move at that moment. Streams of light surrounded his body, dazzling everyone's eyes as he repelled the various emperors' intent attacks. The emperor's intent attacks landed on his body, but were all blocked by the streams of light. A black shadow swept past the cultivators of the Black Heaven Sect. Bang, bang, bang. Then a terrifying scene unfolded. The Profound Heaven Sect supremacies became extremely weak in the face of this attack. They died like ants. The scene was filled with screams. In just one move, the Profound Heaven Sect supremacies were all dead. The remaining Profound Heaven Sect's great supremacies turned abnormally pale. This is the strength of a top-tier great supremacy. A a black shadow appeared in front of them. An aura as heavy as a mountain came crashing down. The profound heaven sect's great supremacies, including Mystic Six supremacies, were all suffocated by this aura. Everyone was sent flying. I can't believe he's so strong. Mystic Six supremacy's strength was also exceptionally strong. But now, in the face of this kind of power, cracks appeared all over his body. Then he saw the profound heaven sect's great supremacies turn into a cloud of blood mist in the sky. Mystic Six supremacy's physical body was destroyed by this power. He's too strong. Where did this guy come from? His strength seems to be something only our sect lord has. The Golden Dragon Nation and Black Tiger Mountain's great supremacies were sweating profusely. It was easy to tell if an expert was real or not. At this moment, they were really panicking. Just a moment ago, they thought they were smart enough to kill this black-clothed man so that they could divide the spoils. But in the blink of an eye, his opponent had turned into a monster. He killed a supremacy with one strike of his staff. He destroyed a great supremacy's physical body with one strike. This was all done in one move. This person's strength was too domineering. In his eyes, supremacies and great supremacies were like ants, real ants that he could kill with a snap of his fingers. Lin Fei's first attack had destroyed their bodies. The second attack followed closely. Similarly, the black shadow swept across the sky and bombarded the great supremacies who had just recovered, destroying their bodies. Profound Heaven Sect, you're pretty strong. How dare you attack me? I've been wanting to settle the score with you for a long time. Lin Fei casually attacked and destroyed their bodies again. His calm gaze swept across the Golden Dragon Nation and Black Tiger Mountain's great supremacies. Everyone's scalps went numb and they did not dare to move. The remaining Profound Heaven Sect's great supremacies had their bodies destroyed twice in a row. Their hearts were dead. This black-clothed man was too terrifying. Mystic Six supremacies' faces were filled with regret. Senior, we're from the Profound Heaven Sect, Mystic Six supremacies shouted, trying to bring up the Profound Heaven Sect. The Sky Splitter swept across the sky and shattered the Emperor's protection around them. It pierced through Mystic Six supremacy's body, then another one. In the blink of an eye, it had skewered the remaining great supremacies together. This scene caused the great supremacies to subconsciously back away. Hearing the great supremacy screams and seeing the great supremacies being skewered together, they were filled with fear. When did the great supremacies become so weak? However, the scene in front of them was like a slap to their faces. The Golden Dragon Nation and Black Tiger Mountain's great supremacies knelt on the ground on the spot. Senior, have mercy. Chapter 3007. The great supremacies of the Golden Dragon Nation and Black Tiger Mountain were on their knees. It was impossible for him to defeat the great supremacies of the Mystic Heaven Sect so easily. The Mystic Heaven Sect's great supremacies were all strung up and on the verge of death. That scene was unbearable for the supremacies. They knelt on the spot. The supremacies behind them were the same. Not kneeling? Do you want to die? That was a ferocious god. Suddenly, one of the supremacies trembled as he looked at the black-robed man who was carrying the strung-up great supremacies. He remembered who this person was. I think I know who he is. This supremacy often went out, so he knew about the major events that were happening, including news about this young, black-robed man. You know. Tell us, who is he? Even the Golden Dragon Nation and Black Tiger Mountain's great supremacies pricked up their ears. They really wanted to know who this person was. He killed supremacies like they were ants. Great supremacies were not even worth mentioning in front of this person. I think he is a person that the three major forces in the Saint Spirit domain are jointly searching for. I remember his name is Lin Fei, a traitor from the Dark Shadow Palace. The supremacy said in a low voice. Even he was a little suspicious. Lin Fei. Hearing this name, everyone had a blank look on their faces. This person was too unfamiliar. This was not the top great supremacies of the Black domain at all. Who is Lin Fei? Everyone's expressions were similar. Their first thought was that this guy was wrong. How could such a top martial artist be a wanted criminal? What kind of joke was this? This was completely unrealistic. The three major forces could not possibly be stupid enough to put such a top existence on the wanted list, let alone a traitor. He had the strength to start his own sect. I'm really not wrong. The person on the wanted list is very similar to this person. That supremacy gritted his teeth. When he first heard about this matter, he snorted disdainfully. How could the three great powers not be able to capture three traitors? What a joke! The gap between them was just too big. The great senior lords of the Golden Dragon Country and the Black Tiger Mountain found it hard to believe. He's right. I am indeed wanted by the three top forces. This is your chance to get rich. Do you want to kill me? Lin Fei swaggered over. Hearing Lin Fei admit it, everyone's face turned pale. It's real, it's actually real. This was too unbelievable. The black-clothed man who easily defeated the experts of the Black Heaven sect was in existence, wanted by the three top powers. Senior Lin, you've misunderstood. How could we dare to attack you? The experts of the Golden Dragon Country kept shaking their heads as cold sweat trickled down their faces. You are a senior. Even if you gave us 100 guts, we still wouldn't dare. Black Tiger Mountain's great sovereign also said. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. Is that so? When you were dealing with me just now, you didn't think that way. You decided how you wanted to die. An icy chill pressed down on them. The Supreme Lord Powerhouse directly collapsed to the ground. He had completely lost his sense of propriety and was acting like a fool. Don't kill me. We don't want to die. Senior Lin, we really didn't do it on purpose. As soon as Lin Fei released his killing intent, everyone felt as if they had fallen onto the road of death. Their minds immediately collapsed. How could they withstand this kind of influence? The experts of the Black Heaven sect, who were hanging together, felt as if their hearts had died. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. A terrifying suction force instantly appeared from the sky splitter. Great Sovereign Xian 6 could feel a large amount of life energy flowing out of their bodies. Although they were severely injured, as long as they had life energy, it was not difficult for them to recover. No. In the next second, the experts of the Black Heaven sect screamed in pain. A terrifying scene appeared. The experts of the Golden Dragon Country and Black Tiger Mountain watched in horror as the experts of the Black Heaven sect turned into shriveled corpses. They would never forget that tragic scene for the rest of their lives. A gust of wind blew, and the corpses hanging on them turned into dust and were carried away by the wind. All the experts of the Black Heaven sect were annihilated. Senior Lin, as long as you don't kill us, we are willing to do anything. The Golden Dragon Country's great sovereign's face was pale with fear. In an instant they had been sucked dry. That was the most terrifying thing. This method was too cruel. If they had not been a step slower, they would probably have ended up like them now. They would have died quietly and sullenly. Senior Lin, this is all the loot of Black Tiger Mountain. We are willing to give it to you. Also, these are some of the good stuff we brought with us. The Black Tiger Mountain's great sovereign did not say a word and took out everything he had on him. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and take out everything you have on you. No one wanted to die right now. Even if they had to pay the price, even if it hurt their flesh, they would still take it out. In the face of their lives, what was the value of their belongings? The Golden Dragon Country's great sovereign secretly cursed Black Tiger Mountain for being shameless. He followed suit and took out everything they had on them, including treasures and personal stashes. He did not hesitate at all. Soon, a small pile of items was piled in front of Lin Fei. The Black Tiger Mountain's great sovereign had been observing Lin Fei all this time. His heart was in his throat, and he felt uneasy. Was this still not enough? Resistance? They did not have such thoughts. If they could resist, they would have done it long ago. They would not have waited until now. That was because they had no chance of winning. The death rate was at least 99%. The Black Heaven sect was a good example. At first, Lin Fei really wanted to kill the Golden Dragon Country and Black Tiger Mountain. After all, killing one and two more forces was not a big deal. But after thinking about it, Lin Fei felt that it was meaningless. The life energy gained from killing the Variant King was 20 to 50 times more than what they could gain from killing the Variant King. Actually, I think that if I kill you, these things will also be mine. What do you think? Lin Fei pulled out the sky splitter rod that was stuck in the ground and looked over. The group of experts was about to cry. Was he going to kill them? Fear and uneasiness shrouded their hearts. As for threatening them, they did not dare to do it. The other party had the strength and was not afraid of threats at all. If they wanted to kill such a top expert, they would probably have to work together and arrange everything properly. They might not succeed. There was no benefit in such a thing. However, I am not a bloodthirsty person. I can spare your lives. Lin Fei said with narrowed eyes. He said what they wanted to hear the most. Everyone from the Golden Dragon Country and Black Tiger Mountain breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you, Senior Lin, for showing mercy. If you have any orders, please tell us. We will not hesitate. The Golden Dragon Country's great sovereign expressed. The same goes for our Black Tiger Mountain. Black Tiger Mountain also expressed. What was the point of losing everything? As long as they were alive, everything was fine. Chapter 3008. It was the 9th year since the public had sealed off the land. There was only about a year left before they had to leave. If they didn't leave in advance, the power of the sealed land would recover, and they would only be left with death. Some people tried to use treasures to block it, but in the end they still died. This kind of thing was not unheard of, even if you were a great supremacy. In the remaining year, the expressions of the experts from the Black Realm were not very good. This was because the mutant kings they wanted to kill seemed to have disappeared. Even the weakest third-grade mutant king could not be found. For example, the experts from the Demon Fiend Mountain didn't have much harvest this time. Great supremacy, there's nothing inside. We came for nothing again. In a mountain range, a group of people came out of a cave. Great supremacy, Yu Tsang listened to the report, and his expression was ugly. Damn it, why are there no mutated kings? Could they have been killed by Black Tiger Mountain and Golden Dragon Country? Great supremacy, we need to change locations. Great supremacy, Yu Tsang nodded. Luckily, we brought temporal temples. Great supremacy, Kong went in. No matter what, he had to give us 5 mutated kings. At least we got something. Just as they were about to leave, a group of people rushed out. Yu Tsang, it's time for you to die. As soon as these people arrived, they surrounded all of them. Great supremacy, Yu Tsang felt uneasy when he saw these people. Although the Demon Fiend Mountain was influential compared to a first-rate force, it was far from it. Great supremacy, is there a misunderstanding here? Great supremacy, Yu Tsang hurriedly explained. Any one of them could crush him. There's no misunderstanding. You can only blame yourself for offending someone you shouldn't have. The Golden Dragon Country's great supremacy ordered, and the experts behind him charged forward. Black Tiger Mountain's experts were the same. Great supremacy, Yu Tsang had brought many experts, but compared to them, they weren't on the same level. They were like wolves in a flock of sheep. Don't kill me, we can discuss this. Great supremacy, Yu Tsang was also overpowered by the great supremacy. In less than 10 moves, he was at a disadvantage. The usually high and mighty great supremacy personally attacked great supremacy, Yu Tsang. This was something he didn't even dare to think about. In the time it took for a stick of incense to burn, Youth Song was killed. The experts that he brought were also completely wiped out. Not a single person was left alive. Demon Fiend Mountain, offending that person is useless. The great monarchs of the Golden Dragon Nation and Black Tiger Mountain Range had never expected to survive. Senior Lin Fei isn't someone that Demon Fiend Mountain can afford to offend. That's right, after we get out, should we work together to destroy Demon Fiend Mountain? Also, we'll look for the mysterious Heaven sect to settle old scores. If it wasn't for him inciting us, how could we have offended Senior Lin Fei? The great sovereigns immediately agreed. There's still one more person from Starlight World. Take advantage of the fact that they haven't left and exterminate him. The experts of the Starlight World also had a good harvest. However, compared to the other restricted areas, the number of variant guards and variant kings was pitifully small. Almost every time a place was identified, someone would beat them to it. Even if our harvest is not as good as before, just the mutated guards and mutated kings we have are more than enough. Supreme Sovereign Qin Fei was invited by the first prince to complete the mission. He was quite puzzled about the decrease in the number of variant guards and variant kings. Who could have acted so quickly? Some of the people he knew said that the number of variant kings in the restricted area had decreased sharply this time. Many of them couldn't even be seen. You must be Qin Fei, someone from vast Star City. You can die now. Without any warning, several tyrannical auras came crashing down. The experts that Supreme Sovereign Qin Fei brought felt the terrifying auras, but before they could understand what was happening, they saw several great sovereigns attacking together. Their minds went blank. I'm a subordinate of the first prince of the Starlight World. Supreme Sovereign Qin Fei's strength was extraordinary. So how could he withstand the joint attack of two forces? In less than the time it took for an incense to burn, he became a corpse in the mountains. All right, now we're just waiting for the number one genius of the Temporal Temple, Supreme Sovereign Kongwen. It had been 9 years since Supreme Sovereign Kongwen came to the restricted area. During these 9 years, his original intention was to deal with Lin Fei. Later, after learning about the effects of the variant guards and variant kings, as well as fulfilling his promise to the Demon Fiend Mountain, he spent the first few years hunting variant guards and variant kings, harvesting a lot of top-grade ores. However, in recent years, the variant guards and variant kings that Supreme Sovereign Kongwen wanted to hunt seemed to have disappeared. This made Supreme Sovereign Kongwen very dissatisfied. He tried to find the culprit. He didn't mind doing evil, but the restricted area was shrouded in Yuan destruction energy, which reduced the power of his secret techniques. In the end, it was all for nothing. Supreme Sovereign Kongwen went to a dangerous place. When he arrived, he saw traces of battle left on the scene. The corpses of the variant guards and variant kings had all disappeared. Damn it, this is the 8th place. I practiced the School of Space and Time, so my chances of finding treasures are higher. Who else can be more powerful than me? Supreme Sovereign Kongwen, who had always been quite conceited, suffered a heavy blow. According to his observation, every dangerous place had a large number of demonic beasts gathered, including many variant guards and variant kings. There weren't many auras at the scene, so it was obvious that these things were done by 2 or 3 people. However, it was definitely not easy for 2 or 3 people to kill variant kings, especially when there were 2 or 3 of them. Yet these people had succeeded. The Black Realm is even more mysterious than the Saint Spirit Realm. No wonder the Temple Master warned me to be careful of the Black Realm's experts when I came here. Sure enough, each mountain is stronger than the one before. With my strength, I thought I could take them all. Supreme Sovereign Kongwen shook his head and prepared to leave. Suddenly, a chill came, accompanied by a terrifying and threatening aura. A huge black hole appeared around Supreme Sovereign Kongwen. It was the spatial transfer. A black shadow suddenly appeared, and with a loud rumble, destructive power was released. Whoosh! The black hole in front of Supreme Sovereign Kong was ruthlessly shattered. At this moment of danger, Supreme Sovereign Kong continuously used his secret techniques and killing moves. His figure began to turn illusory, and he moved thousands of miles away from the scene. As soon as his feet landed, another destructive aura rose. Supreme Sovereign Kong's expression changed drastically. He waved his hand, and the power of time filled the air. However, it only slightly blocked the terrifying power, and it still ruthlessly swept across his body. Someone is ambushing me. Many thoughts flashed through his mind. Supreme Sovereign Kong was attacked by the destructive power and suffered serious injuries. Fortunately, he had mastered space and time and managed to resist the attack. However, before Supreme Sovereign Kong could catch his breath, the same attack came again. It's the Origin Annihilation Ball again. Who the hell wants to deal with me? Supreme Sovereign Kong continuously used the spatial transfer. Even though he had paid a huge price, he had used it 5 times in a row and suffered 5 attacks. His whole body was in a state of shock. Supreme Sovereign Kong couldn't figure out who wanted to deal with him. Could it be Lin Fei? He didn't seem to have the ability to do so. Puff! While his thoughts were in a mess, a long staff shot out of the void. Like a spear, it pierced through the space defense and pierced Supreme Sovereign Kong's heart. Supreme Sovereign Kong, this gift is not bad, right? Chapter 3009. Supreme Venerable Kong had encountered the most dangerous ambush of his life. One move after another, the ambush had forced him into a sorry state. The moment he let his guard down, he encountered the greatest life-or-death crisis of his life. Even his space defense could not withstand a single blow from the other party. "It's you, Lin Fei!" Ever since he had come to the Forbidden Land, Supreme Venerable Kong had wanted to deal with Lin Fei. However, he could not find any trace of Lin Fei. It was as if Lin Fei had disappeared into thin air. If he had not seen Lin Fei come in with his own eyes, he would have suspected that Lin Fei was too scared to come. "Yes, it's me. What do you think of this gift?" On the other side, Lin Fei's figure came out with a smile on his face, which made Supreme Venerable Kong very annoyed. "You're really scheming. You must have invited a lot of people." Supreme Venerable Kong stared at Lin Fei with a trace of anger. A dignified genius had been tricked by someone who was inferior to him. "You even used the primary annihilation sphere." If it were not for the fact that he possessed both space and time, he would have died many times in the face of that power. Supreme Venerable Kong found it hard to believe that this was Lin Fei's doing. "Who asked you to be so powerful? You had free fighters to use. So why didn't you use them?" Lin Fei laughed. "If you can chase me, why can't I ambush you? You're all so amazing. No wonder you can become the #1 genius." Supreme Venerable Kong snorted coldly. "Although you seriously injured me, it won't be that easy for you to kill me. On the other hand, it will be very easy for me to kill you. Your strength is inferior to mine. Watch how I destroy you today." This was Supreme Venerable Kong's confidence as the #1 genius. His dual paths of space and time were not just for show. "Now I'll give you one last gift. Remember to be prepared next time." Lin Fei laughed and began to plunder the function. Whoosh! Whoosh! Just as Supreme Venerable Kong was about to attack, the life energy in his body instantly flowed out. Like a gap in a mountain or river, it flowed through his long staff to Lin Fei. "What kind of power is this? Why is my life energy decreasing?" Grand Monarch Kong's heart shook, and he urged the great Tao of Time to suppress it. The great Tao of Time, which was supposed to be omnipotent, couldn't play a role, and couldn't stop the merciless plundering of this power. "You used the great Tao of Time to sever my life force. Now it's my turn. I wonder if you're satisfied? This is called reciprocity. don't stand on ceremony. Lin Fei's plunder skill was extremely overbearing. In just a few breaths of time, Grand Monarch Kongwen didn't have time to do anything. His whole body aged, and he was on the verge of death. Lin Fei, I will accept this gift. Next time, I will definitely kill you. Boom! Grand Monarch Kongwen's body collapsed. The life force in his body had been destroyed by itself. Lin Fei withdrew the sky splitter staff. You're really decisive. I can't believe you self-destructed your body. Fortunately, I only killed you once and destroyed one of your doppelgangers. I'm so happy. I even contributed a lot of good stuff. Lin Fei made a grabbing motion, and the floating ring of holding flew into his hand. Now that Grand Monarch Kongwen was gone, he forcibly broke into the ring of holding and saw the items inside, including the mutant guards, mutant kings, and so on. What a huge fortune! This scroll seems to be a space scroll, and this one is a time scroll. Good heavens, this is a time scroll. Just these one-time use scrolls alone. There are 11 of them. After a round of inspection, Lin Fei beamed with joy. That felt great. Really great. Lin Fei didn't care much about the corpses of the variant guards and variant kings, but the space scroll and time scroll were different. They were rarely circulated in the outside world, and every single one of them was priceless. Each of them would cost at least 7 to 8 billion Saint Spirit crystals, and there was no market for them. Moreover, this was only the case for the space scroll. The time scroll was 5 to 6 times more expensive than the space scroll. After dealing with Supreme Venerable Kongwen, I believe he won't dare to come for a while. I can go to the last place and get the Yuan Heartgrass. Until now, Lin Fei hadn't found the Yuan Heartgrass. Space-Time Temple, a city in the sky, surrounded by clouds and mist, looked sacred and dignified. Lin Fei! A stern voice rang out from one of the floating palaces, lingering for a long time. How dare you plot against me? I've really underestimated you. You were able to invite those people to attack you, and you even have such a treasure. You destroyed my doppelganger and took my treasure. Supreme Venerable Kongwen's true body opened his eyes. His face was ferocious, and he looked very resentful. A doppelganger. Supreme Venerable Kongwen's heart ached. Space and time were both of the 10 great sections. It was not easy to cultivate a doppelganger, and it also consumed a lot of resources. Every doppelganger was very precious. But now, one of his doppelgangers had been killed in a moment of carelessness. Supreme Venerable Kongwen was furious. It was a small pursuit, but he ended up falling into Lin Fei's trap. He suffered heavy losses, especially the items in his storage ring. He wanted nothing more than to chase into the Black Domain and kill that bastard Lin Fei. In the end, he forcibly suppressed this thought. The Black Domain was full of danger. If his true body went there, no one would be willing to let go of such a genius. This was what Supreme Venerable Kongwen feared the most. I'll let you be cocky this time. When I cultivate a new doppelganger, I'll definitely kill you. In the last few months of the Sealed Land, everyone began to evacuate. For example, Golden Dragon Country and Black Tiger Mountain left the Sealed Land immediately. As soon as they came out, the experts of the Black Heaven sect rushed over angrily. Seeing that they were fine, they became even angrier. Why didn't you guys help? Supreme Venerable Mystic 6 asked as soon as he arrived. He had lost a doppelganger, which was not a small loss. The Black Heaven sect had been completely wiped out, which made them a joke. The Black Heaven sect could not take this lying down. After the experts of Golden Dragon Country and Black Tiger Mountain came out, they immediately rushed over with an aggressive attitude. He's so strong. It's useless for us to go up. It was your Black Heaven sect who started the attack. You can't blame us for this. If you want to ally with us, forget it. We can't afford to offend a demon like that. Golden Dragon Country and Black Tiger Mountain were very direct. They did not want to get involved in this matter. They had been on the brink of death once, and they did not want to do it again. Once was enough. Losing a doppelganger might not seem like a big deal, but it was a huge loss. Supreme Venerable Mystic 6 of the Black Heaven sect was furious. If I were you, I'd better leave. If you guys really make a move, you won't gain anything. You might even become a joke in the Black Domain. The Supreme Venerables of Golden Dragon Country and Black Tiger Mountain threw down their words and left. Supreme Venerable Mystic 6, indeed, wanted to take revenge on Lin Fei. When he saw Black Tiger Mountain and Golden Dragon Country's attitude, he began to hesitate and wonder if he should make a move. Let's retreat. In the end, the Black Heaven sect also left. Chapter 3010. Starlight World. Temporary Station. Xing Haoran had been waiting for Lin Fei's news. Unexpectedly, he heard a piece of good news. All the people his eldest brother had sent in had been killed. The most incredible thing was that the killers were Black Tiger Mountain and the Golden Dragon Country. Hearing this news, Xing Haoran couldn't believe it was true. When did Black Tiger Mountain and the Golden Dragon Country kill the people invited by the first prince? Was there a conflict inside? But it seemed a little unrealistic to think of two first-class forces. Until now, Xing Haoran couldn't think of a reasonable reason. But it didn't affect his good mood these days. Without those people, this trip was in vain. His eldest brother would have a hard time. Whether he could slap his eldest brother in the face or not, he could only count on Lin Fei. Xing Haoran was really looking forward to this day. The first Prince Xing Haoqing was in a bad mood recently. All the people he had arranged for him had been killed. The ones who had attacked him were the experts of Black Tiger Mountain and the Golden Dragon Country. They had all been killed in a flash. Hearing this news, Xing Haoqing was dumbfounded. He couldn't believe it was true. Why did these two first-class forces kill each other? Why? He had planned to suppress his brothers and sisters, but now he didn't have the chance. These days, Xing Haoqing had been losing his temper, which made the guards around him anxious. Your Highness, you've lost, but there's still a chance. A confidant said in a low voice, We still have a chance to make up for it. A chance? Xing Haoqing frowned. All the people I invited were killed, and the things were taken away. Do you want me to call the experts of Black Tiger Mountain and the Golden Dragon Country to get them back? The confidant panicked and hurriedly explained, Your Highness, that's not what I meant. I meant something else. If that Lin Fei also doesn't obtain anything, then wouldn't we be even? Everyone would benefit. In other words, we're all on the same path. Xing Haoqing suddenly laughed, and his eyes were full of killing intent. Yes, we'll kill Lin Fei and take his things. That's a win. Ha ha ha. I'll arrange for someone to arrange this immediately. As long as Lin Fei makes a move, he'll definitely die. The confidant said, Anyway, there are so many experts here. Who knows who Lin Fei has offended inside? At that time, the fifth prince won't say anything. There's no evidence. Don't you think so, Your Highness? The final month of the seal grounds. In a swampy valley, the thick black fog filled the air, turning the surrounding area into a black place. Just a little more. A level 1 variant king is indeed not bad. It can even fight with me for so long. The last one. Ever since he had dealt with Supreme Venerate Kongwen, Lin Fei had continued to search for the essence heart grass. In this last place, when the time was almost up, he really found the essence heart grass. It was an extremely special type of plant that produced a dense energy of annihilation around it. It formed a barrier that was extremely special. The elemental heart grass was discovered. There were a total of 6 variant kings guarding the area, and all of them were level 1 variant kings. They were extremely difficult to deal with, and they were also proficient in using the energy of annihilation to attack indiscriminately. At the start, Lin Fei really couldn't handle this kind of joint attack. He directly erupted with the power of the 3rd level, but he could only barely suppress them. He couldn't kill them. Lin Fei could only carry on a long process of defeating them one by one with the help of the illusion scepter. After a few months, only one variant king was left. Die. The last variant king fell to the ground unwillingly. The probability of the sealed grounds producing the elemental heartgrass is quite low. I've searched so many places and killed many variant kings, but this thing, Lin Fei shook his head and stretched out his hand to grab it. The black and white energy of annihilation took the initiative to attack. It formed a long black and white dragon and pounced toward Lin Fei's chest like a bolt of lightning. You're rebelling. Lin Fei was furious. His strength increased by 3 times as he slapped the black dragon. The black dragon was smashed into pieces. This weakened version of the energy was not difficult for Lin Fei to deal with. He stretched out his hand again and uprooted the elemental heart grass. The annihilation energy attacked again, but it was smashed into pieces. It couldn't even touch his arm. I finally got it. Lin Fei grabbed the elemental heart grass and observed it for a while. This thing was very strange. He also learned about its use from the experts of the Golden Dragon Country's Black Tiger Mountain. This was an entry-level treasure that had a certain chance of controlling the energy of annihilation. Even if the chance was very low, in the black domain, it was still a top-notch treasure. No wonder Xing Haoran cared so much. Lin Fei squinted and put away the elemental heart grass. If it wasn't for the increase in my strength, I wouldn't have been able to kill these variant kings, especially these 6-level 1 variant kings. They're really abnormal. A group of great supremacies would just be sending themselves to their deaths. Whoosh! Whoosh! The energy of annihilation in the sealed grounds suddenly became active. Seems like it's time. The energy of annihilation between heaven and earth continuously drilled into his body. 10 years have passed. The energy of annihilation in the sealed grounds has recovered to its original power. Outside the sealed grounds, wave after wave of people began to leave. Everyone was talking about what kind of experts had appeared in the public sealed grounds this time. There was even a mysterious team that specifically hunted down a large number of variant guards and variant kings. This also caused the people behind to work hard for nothing, and the harvest was very little. This news spread like wildfire. For the time being, no one knew who did it, but everyone knew the existence of such a mysterious team. They all cursed in their hearts. Not only did they not get any good things, but they also lost a lot of experts. What the hell was this? 5th brother, I'm afraid your people won't be able to come back. What kind of place is that? It would have been better if he had followed us. Maybe he could have come back. Xing Haoqing said hypocritically, I believe he can come back. Xing Haoran's face was calm, but he was also worried in his heart. The energy of the sealed grounds had begun to recover, and it had completely enveloped them. Xing Haoqing had arranged people to attack as soon as Lin Fei came out, making sure that his 5th brother wouldn't be in a hurry to rescue him. In that case, he would still be the winner in the end. Subconsciously, Xing Haoqing didn't think that Lin Fei could come out. What kind of place was that? It was the sealed grounds. It was rumored that a mysterious team had appeared in the sealed grounds, and they had hunted down a large number of variant guards and variant kings. There was no comparison at all. Time passed minute by minute. Outside the sealed grounds, many streams of light also rushed out, and they were all bold experts. However, under the black and white energy's encirclement, most of them let out miserable screams, and their bodies collapsed one by one. What a fast speed! He rushed out. Too powerful! Many people hadn't left yet, and they saw a stream of light rushing out at an extremely fast speed, which made everyone's expression change. It's Lin Fei, he came out. When the black figure slowed down, Lin Fei's appearance was revealed. In the void outside, a great sovereign expert had long been hiding. He was an expert who was good at using poison, and his poison art was quite famous in the Blackfield. Chapter 3011. Grand Monarch Poison Robe was a famous Grand Monarch in the Black Realm who was adept at using poisons. It was said that he had obtained the poison demon scripture that a Grand Monarch had left behind. After practicing it for 200,000 years, his strength had advanced by leaps and bounds, and he had killed several Grand Monarchs in a row. Almost no one who was targeted by Grand Monarch Poison Robe could escape. When Lin Fei came out of the Forbidden Land, Grand Monarch Poison Robe locked onto him. Whoosh! Lin Fei secretly sensed the true, primordial destruction power of the Forbidden Land. Suddenly, a black mist appeared above his head. The black mist covered a very large area, and it gave off a pungent smell. Whoosh! 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 The black mist rushed toward Lin Fei. The moment Lin Fei came out, Xing Haoren also noticed it, and he was overjoyed. But in the next second, as soon as the black mist appeared, Xing Haoren felt a dangerous aura, one that could threaten a great monarch. Xing Haoren glared at his big brother. Apart from him, it seemed that no one would make a move at this time. I didn't do it. Who knows what kind of infuriating things you, Lin Fei, did in there? Xing Haoqing sneered. You're really unlucky. Now that you've come out, you're being targeted. How pitiful. Xing Haoren guessed that it must have been arranged by his big brother. You're so sinister. Don't talk nonsense. I would never do such a thing. Xing Haoqing said angrily. Do you think your big brother is that kind of person? It's Grand Monarch Poison Robe. Why is he here? No way, who is that guy? How did he offend Grand Monarch Poison Robe? Yes, no one can survive being targeted by Grand Monarch Poison Robe. The poison technique in the poison demon scripture is extremely vicious and impossible to guard against. A black mist appeared around Lin Fei, rushing toward his body. Someone dares to ambush me? How bold! Could it be someone from the Black Heaven sect? Lin Fei did not think that Black Tiger Mountain and the Golden Dragon Nation would have the guts to ambush him. Even if they were 100 times bolder, they would not dare to do so. As soon as the black mist reached his body, it was blocked by the Aotian barrier. After reaching the 10th stage of the Proud Heaven physique, the Proud Heaven physique had also reached the pinnacle. The threat of this poison is too great. Normal body armor can't withstand its invasion. Once it invades, one's body will be poisoned, and it's very difficult to expel it. No matter who it was, from the moment they made a move against him, Lin Fei had already sentenced them to death. How dare you make a move on me? You must be tired of living. Lock on. The system immediately locked onto a green-robed, great sovereign hiding in the void. That pitted face was too horrible to look at. Needless to say, it was because a large amount of poison had accumulated in his body. He really had a poisonous body. Die. The Heaven Splitter Staff appeared in Lin Fan's hands. With a single stab, the black mist in front of him was shattered by his immense strength. The staff was like a spear, domineering and ferocious as it pierced through the void. Grand Monarch Poison Robe didn't care about this mission at all. He didn't have anything to fear from a young Grand Monarch. He had used his trump card right from the start. All that was left was to wait for the other party to be poisoned to death. Then the mission would be completed. Not good. As the Heaven Splitter Staff pierced through the void, Grand Monarch Poison Robe reacted immediately. Obviously, he didn't expect the other party to be so powerful that he could find his hiding place. He raised his hand and shot out a cloud of black mist. With a sizzling sound, it met the long staff. So what if you found me? Whatever divine weapon, it's mine. Pooh! Before Grand Monarch Poison Robe could show off, the Heaven Splitter Staff ignored everything, pierced through the black mist, and pierced his chest. His whole body hung on the staff. A semi-origin divine weapon. A bad thought came to his mind. Hua! 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 Grand Monarch Poison Robe wanted to curse in his heart. It wasn't easy for him to accept an easy mission, but he ended up encountering such a thing. When I get out of here, this isn't over. He hated the people of the starlight world. The heaven splitter staff suddenly produced a huge suction force, sucking his whole body in. The life energy in his body leaked out crazily, and his face immediately changed. What the hell? What's going on? My life energy, stop, quickly. In a moment, Grand Monarch Poison Robe watched helplessly as his life energy flowed out, and he was on the verge of death. If I were you, I'd be obedient. If you move, I'll suck you dry. A cold and ruthless voice reached his ears, and Grand Monarch Poison Robe immediately stopped moving. Stop sucking, I surrender, I surrender. Grand Monarch Poison Robe had never seen such a vicious treasure. If his life energy was sucked dry, he would really have nothing left. Just when everyone thought that the black-robed man was going to die at the hands of Grand Monarch Poison Robe, they were shocked to find that the black-robed man had brazenly made a move. An inconspicuous long staff pierced into the void, and in the blink of an eye, the staff returned with a person skewered on it. Who else could it be but Grand Monarch Poison Robe? Grand Monarch Poison Robe was actually defeated. Who knows what happened? Someone actually blocked Grand Monarch Poison Robe's poison art. The rest of the people looked at each other, dumbfounded. They didn't expect such a situation. They were even more curious about who this person was. Since he had defeated Grand Monarch Poison Robe in one move, he would become famous in the Black Realm. Many exalts had died at Grand Monarch Poison Robe's hands. Many people wanted to capture Grand Monarch Poison Robe, but every time they tried, they failed. It was normal for them to be wiped out. Brother, you're awesome. Grand Monarch Poison Robe, you're finished this time. Ha ha ha, this is great. I didn't expect to see such a good show when I was about to leave. Seeing Grand Monarch Poison Robe make a move, Starhayching's face was full of joy. This time he was the winner. He had paid a high price to invite Grand Monarch Poison Robe over, because his poison art was impossible to guard against. Even if he was prepared, he wouldn't know what kind of poison art he would use to deal with him. Starhayching was ready to enjoy the look of despair on his fifth brother's face. This was the result of the fight between you and my big brother. But soon the situation changed. After defeating Grand Monarch Poison Robe, the black-robed man flew in their direction with his long staff. He lost? What's going on? Starhayching was about to cry. Had he invited a fake? Since when did Grand Monarch Poison Robe become so vulnerable? It's all right. This is great. Xing Haoren felt like he was sitting on a roller coaster, and there was a huge jolt. He knew how powerful Grand Monarch Poison Robe was. This guy had refined a large number of poisons, and when he used them with his poison art, he was a nightmare that everyone feared. As soon as he saw the black mist, he knew it was Grand Monarch Poison Robe. This guy would kill anyone as long as there was something to gain. He was notorious in the Black Realm, but he lived a good life. No one dared to offend this guy who could poison people at any time. Fifth Prince, the Black Realm is really a mess. Someone wants to ambush me as soon as I come out. You should check it out. Chapter 3012. That seems to be the Starlight Realm. So it's an expert from the Starlight Realm. I wonder which expert captured Grand Monarch Poison Robe alive. How delightful. It's good that he's captured. We don't have to worry about Grand Monarch Poison Robe suddenly attacking us in the future. Seeing that the black-robed man had gone to the Starlight Realm, everyone couldn't help but look enlightened. It was normal in the Starlight Realm. After all, there were countless experts in the Starlight Realm. Although Grand Monarch Poison Robe was powerful, he wasn't the strongest. There would always be someone who could restrain him. Brother Lin, I'll definitely give you a satisfactory explanation for this matter. Xing Haoren also felt embarrassed. This was in front of him. If he really killed Grand Monarch Poison Robe, he wouldn't be able to establish himself in the Starlight Realm in the future. Looking at Grand Monarch Poison Robe being captured alive, Xing Haoqing felt disgusted as if he had swallowed a fly. Especially Lin Fei, who was so powerful at such a young age. Fellow Taoist Lin Fei, this grand monarch poison robe must have been instructed by someone to attack you. Since you're fighting for our Starlight Realm, we have the obligation to help you find out who it was. Eldest Prince Xing Haoqing suddenly said righteously, "Guards, take Grand Monarch Poison Robe back and interrogate him. We must find out who is so bold as to make an enemy of our Starlight Realm." The guard standing behind Xing Haoqing immediately walked out to take him away. "No need. I think it's better to leave this matter to the fifth prince. Lin Fei knew who did it. Under threat, he revealed who ordered him to do it. Although he didn't say the name, he wasn't a fool. How could he not know who it was?" He also admired the eldest prince's flexibility. This was like a thief crying thief. But in the end, it turned into a loud thunder with little raindrops. Xing Haoren glared at his elder brother. "Elder brother, don't trouble yourself with this matter. I can handle it myself. I'm your elder brother. Attacking fellow Taoist Lin Fei is equivalent to going against our Starlight Realm. As the eldest prince, I have the responsibility to take care of this matter. Fifth brother, don't refuse," Xing Haoqing said solemnly, gesturing for his people to go and capture Grand Monarch Poison Robe. Xing Haoren was completely enraged. However, the other party was in the right and he couldn't retort. No matter who heard his big brother's words, they all felt that they were reasonable, and he was just messing around. How could Lin Fei allow the first imperial prince's scheme to succeed? It was impossible to guard against a person who was skilled in poison, hiding in the dark and harming others. He was not a fool. Why would he hand it over to the first imperial prince? "First prince, I'll admit defeat to the fifth prince on this matter. You better forget it," Lin Fei said indifferently. Xing Haoqing did not expect that Lin Fei would not give him any face. So what if he was the fifth prince? In the Starlight World, he was the #1 successor. Dao friend Lin Fei, what is the meaning of this? Lin Fei smiled and said, "I don't mean anything else. I just want you to scram. It's such a simple thing. Can't you see it?" At this point, Lin Fei was too lazy to say anything. Lin Fei really didn't put the first prince of the Starlight World in his eyes. You. Xing Haoqing had never been humiliated like this before. He fixed his eyes on Lin Fei. If Lin Fei had not captured Grand Monarch Poison Robe alive, he would have ordered his men to do it. "I won't meddle in this matter any more." Xing Haoqing angrily threw himself away. When he left, his eyes were especially resentful. "Brother Lin, thank you. I've never seen Big Brother so humiliated before." Xing Haoren walked over, as if he had vented his anger. "I'll leave this man to you. He'll answer whatever you ask." Lin Fei glanced at Grand Monarch Poison Robe. I'll tell you everything." Grand Monarch Poison Robe did not dare to put on airs anymore. He did not want to experience the feeling of having his life energy taken away a second time. This man was a demon. No matter how powerful an expert was, if he lost his life energy, he would be completely finished. Xing Haoren was very grateful to Lin Fei. This gift alone was enough to make his big brother suffer. At the very least, he would suffer a setback. Therefore, he did not stand on ceremony and arrange for his men to take Grand Monarch Green Robe away. In Xing Haoren's mobile mansion, Lin Fei took out the essence Heartgrass and handed it to Xing Haoren. "I didn't disappoint you. I got it for you." In a secret room in Xing Haoren's mansion, looking at the essence Heartgrass in his hand, Xing Haoren trembled with excitement. "Essence Heartgrass, it's really essence Heartgrass. I can't believe it." Xing Haoren had never thought that he would really get the essence Heartgrass. It was a priceless treasure. "Brother Lin, you're amazing." Xing Haoren stood up, not knowing what to say. This thing was too precious. From the beginning, he did not even dare to imagine that he would get it. Usually when people got something like this, they would take it for themselves. This was the most common thing. You don't have to be so polite with me. You let me into the forbidden area, so it's only right for me to help you get it. Lin Fei smiled. If there's such a good thing in the future, you can look for me. Xing Haoran secretly rejoiced that he did not offend Lin Fei back in Black Domain City. Even Grand Monarch Poison Robe was no match for him. If such a person became an enemy, it would really be a terrible nightmare. In Xing Haoran's eyes, Lin Fei had become extremely mysterious. Could such a person be a traitor of the Dark Shadow Palace? If the three top forces knew about Lin Fei's strength, they would definitely regret what they had done. If they still dared to put out a bounty for a future Grand Monarch, they would be stupid. No problem. I'll definitely inform you immediately if there's such a thing in the future. With the elemental heart grass, Xing Haoran could imagine what his big brother's expression would be like. I'll immediately report the situation to Imperial Father. At the same time, prepare the origin energy sand you want. Breaking through from Proud Heaven Level 9 to Proud Heaven Level 10, he had obtained benefits in the Forbidden Area. From Proud Heaven Level 10 to Proud Heaven Level 11, the origin energy sand had a great improvement. He needed 50,000 kilograms of origin energy sand. Lin Fei was speechless just thinking about this huge number. Therefore, he attached great importance to every grain of origin energy, divine sand. Sure. Lin Fei still had a lot of trust in Xing Haoran. Oh, right, your Starlight World's influence is not low. I wonder if you have any channels. I'm prepared to sell a batch of things. The mutated guards and mutated king's corpses, as well as those crystals, were all invaluable things. Lin Fei was prepared to exchange them all for origin energy sand. Selling things, our Starlight World is good at this. Xing Haoran said proudly, our Starlight World has an extremely influential chamber of commerce in Black Domain. In Black Domain, it can also be considered as one of the top 10 chambers of commerce. Lin Fei did not know much about the Starlight World. However, he knew that it was a world with considerable influence. It was just that he did not expect it to have a top 10 chamber of commerce. Really? Chapter 3013. A huge warship was traversing the Black Domain. The huge starlight symbol had scared off countless people along the way. All of them retreated in the face of the starlight symbol. That was a first-rate country. A country was even stronger than a first-rate force. The Starlight World was also a first-rate force that couldn't be offended. I really didn't expect that the Black Tiger Mountain and the Golden Dragon Country would suddenly attack the Profound Heaven Sect. The Profound Heaven Sect was caught off guard and suffered heavy losses. Xing Haoran flipped through the information with a face full of shock and surprise. Why would these three forces make a move? Lin Fei glanced at it and understood. Maybe the Profound Heaven Sect did something bad and offended the Golden Dragon Country and the Black Tiger Mountain. Lin Fei also admired the Golden Dragon Country and the Black Tiger Mountain for joining forces to deal with the Profound Heaven Sect. This result wasn't surprising at all. After all, the Profound Heaven Sect had lost many experts. That's right. Xing Haoran didn't think too deeply. The Black Domain is so big. It's not like there's no news of first-rate forces going to war. The Profound Heaven Sect must have done something bad. As he spoke, a world appeared in front of the Black Domain. We've arrived at the Starlight World. Compared to other worlds, the Starlight World was much bigger. Lin Fei glanced over, and a strange look flashed in his eyes. Your Starlight World is pretty good. You even set up such a large array. You're really rich. A large world with a large array outside. A special array that contained the power of annihilation. You can see that. Xing Haoran was surprised. Using the power of annihilation to set up a large array, even a peak great supremacy wouldn't dare to act recklessly. It's the most powerful existence in both offense and defense. Lin Fei looked at the world in the distance. If Aotian hadn't reached the 10th level, Lin Fei wouldn't have been able to sense the existence of the power of annihilation. Although it was suppressed, it could automatically circulate and multiply endlessly. This was the amazing part. Our Starlight World is lucky. We obtained it in a forbidden land. After hundreds of thousands of years of repair, we can continue to use it. Xing Haoran proudly said, "This array formation saved a lot of trouble for the Starlight World. Without it, the Starlight World would have long ceased to exist." A single Starlight World's array formation was enough to make Lin Fei pay more attention to the Black Domain's world. The Starlight World only had one entrance. The entrance was heavily guarded by soldiers. If outsiders wanted to enter the Starlight World, they had to use the corresponding pass. Without the pass, outsiders could not enter. His Highness's warship let it pass. The moment Xing Haoran's warship arrived at the entrance, the guards immediately let him in. At the same time, they revealed looks of worship. "Looks like your status isn't low." Lin Fei laughed. "Not bad." The warship entered the Starlight World. Xing Haoran enthusiastically introduced the mountains and rivers of the Starlight World to Lin Fei, as well as the general distribution of the Starlight World. Lin Fei quickly gained a basic understanding of the Starlight World. To Lin Fei, coming to the Starlight World was for the sake of selling off this batch of good stuff on him in exchange for sufficient essence, energy, divine sand. If the Starlight Chamber of Commerce had something good, he wouldn't mind buying it. We're here. It was a splendid city that stretched for millions of miles. It was grand and magnificent, especially in the center of the Imperial City. There was a huge statue holding a divine weapon and making a slashing motion. It was lifelike as if it was real, giving people a terrifying aura. "That's the founder of our Starlight World, Supremacy Nebula," Xing Haoran said with worship. "It's because of him that the Starlight World exists." "Very good," Lin Fei said indifferently. He would not say that this statue contained a dangerous aura that could erupt with the strength of a supremacy. It was probably a killing move left behind by the previous generations. Xing Haoran brought Lin Fei to his own courtyard in the Imperial City. At their age, they all had their own residences in the Imperial City. Xing Haoran was the same. Lin Fei's courtyard was very elegant. Xing Haoran even arranged for beautiful maids to serve him. Everywhere was extremely luxurious. After Xing Haoran arranged for Lin Fei, he went directly to the Imperial Palace to meet his Imperial father. Along the way, Xing Haoran met his Imperial father, the current ruler of the Starlight World, Xing Chengwang. "Imperial father, I'm back." On the way, Xing Haoran reported the situation. "Little Ran, you did well this time." Xing Chengwang looked like a middle-aged man with a beard. He was very dignified and exuded the aura of a superior. "This child is lucky to have met an expert. Without his help, I might have done all this for nothing." Hearing his imperial father's praise, Xing Haoran was very happy. He took out the box containing the Yuan heart grass. "Imperial father, this is the Yuan heart grass." Immediately, someone took the box from Xing Haoran's hand. When Xing Chengwang saw the Yuan heart grass in the box, he was very satisfied. He was very satisfied with his fifth son's work this time. Yuan heart grass, the probability of it being produced was too low. "Imperial father, I promised that expert that once I reach the Starlight World, I will give him what I promised." Xing Haoran said, "The thing you want, Imperial father has arranged for someone to prepare it for you." Xing Chengwang was not someone who took things and did not keep his promise. The other party would hand over the Yuan heart grass. He was definitely not an ordinary person. To be able to obtain the Yuan heart grass in such a situation was not something an ordinary person could do. "Many thanks, Imperial father." Xing Haoran was relieved. "Oh right, Imperial father, that expert wants to cooperate with our Starlight commerce. I feel that he has many experts in his hands, such as variant guards and variant king corpses. You can tell that expert that our Starlight World wants everything. The price is absolutely reasonable. No matter how much he has, our starlight world will eat it all. Xing Chengwang laughed. Wait, I will arrange it. You can directly bring people to the starlight commerce. Xing Haoren stayed in the imperial palace for a while before leaving. Since he had gotten the things, he could go back and reply. Yuan Heartgrass, the expert that Little Ran invited, is really not bad. Xing Chengwang had a simple understanding of the expert's situation and did not care much. Go to the Crown Prince's side and tell him to be quiet for a while. Don't cause any trouble for me. Xing Chengwang knew about the conflict between the Crown Prince and the Fifth Prince. This time, Little Five had done a meritorious deed, so the Crown Prince's people had to give him a warning. Give my semi-finished Yuan Heart weapon to Little Five. Also, give him a pass to the Starlight Secret Realm. In the Imperial City, there was a luxurious and noble mansion. Kacha, Kacha! Imperial Father, are you warning me? Chapter 3014. Xing Hao City had suffered a crushing defeat in the Forbidden Land. All the experts they had invited had been killed. Later, he learned that his people had been besieged by the Golden Dragon Country and the Black Tiger Mountain Kingdom for no reason, and all the loot had been stolen by them. Before the Forbidden Land opened, Xing Hao City thought that he would be able to suppress the confidence of his brothers in the Forbidden Land. Who knew that it would turn out like this? Father Emperor also gave him a warning. Fifth brother, you are forcing me to do this. Xing Haoqing received the news that his younger brother had handed over the Yuan Heartgrass and received his father's praise. He knew the importance of the Yuan Heartgrass. Lin Fei, if it wasn't for you, how could my fifth brother become the winner? Xing Hao City could not do anything to his fifth brother for the time being. If he went to cause trouble now, it would mean that he did not listen to Father Emperor's words. He did not dare to do anything, but it did not mean that he would just swallow it. If it was somewhere else, this emperor would not be able to do anything to you. But in Starlight World, there are many ways to deal with you. Xing Hao City's killing intent was aroused at this moment. Help me contact Assassin Tower. This emperor wants to hire a first-class assassin. Lin Fei was very comfortable living in the courtyard. Brother Lin, this is the promised Yuan Force sand. It is all here. After a few days, Xing Haoren sent the promised items. This amount of Yuan Force sand was not a big amount in front of Starlight World. Starlight World really did not care about this kind of useless things. Lin Fei glanced at it. The amount was correct. A total of 2,000 jin of Yuan Force sand. This was also tentatively proposed. Putting away the Yuan Force sand, he thought, I still underestimated Starlight World's ability. Fortunately, I still have variant guards and variant kings, and even king crystals. Oh, right, our Starlight Chamber of Commerce wants all the things you have. Xing Haoren remembered. When are you free? We can go there. Xing Haoren had made a huge contribution in this mission. News of his father's reward had spread, and many people had come to him in private. His influence had greatly increased, and they were even more grateful to Lin Fei. Then let's wait for a period of time. It just so happens that I am going into seclusion, Lin Fei said. Xing Haoren naturally had no objection. 1,000 kilograms of origin energy divine sand was nothing more than a cup of water. After reaching the 10th level of the world-defying realm, every increase in strength would increase as well. In a place like the Black Domain, Lin Fei did not dare to be careless. He would refine it first. In a courtyard outside Xing Haoren's residence, a few people were sitting together. Their faces were covered with a layer of black cloth, so it was impossible to see their faces clearly. I just received news from the Fifth Prince's residence that Lin Fei has entered a secret chamber and is in seclusion. It seems like we can't launch a night attack on him for the time being. Then let's wait a little longer. I heard that he still has a deal to make with the Fifth Prince. When the time comes, he will definitely come out. At that time, we will make our move. They discussed for a while and agreed to this plan. Then let's put it off for a while. After world-defying 10th layer, Lin Fei's refining speed increased by a lot. It took him 2 months to refine all of them, even though it was only 1,000 kilograms. When refined into his flesh and blood, it was as if he had eaten a great tonic. His entire body felt refreshed, and he felt refreshed deep into his bones. Every time I absorb and refine it, my physical body's constitution increases. I can feel that the current me can easily break through the barrier and sense the origin energy. The time I can endure is also starting to increase. Lin Fei gave it a try. With a punch, he directly blasted open the barrier. He saw the heart-palpitating destruction of the origin energy. It seemed like it could tear everything apart in an instant. When I break through to the 11th level of the world-defying realm, I might be able to absorb the true origin energy. It won't be as simple as 3 strands. Lin Fei's arm expanded and reached into the world outside the barrier. The origin energy swarmed over. Lin Fei persisted for 8 breaths of time before withdrawing. World-defying 10th layer. But I can only persist for 8 breaths of time. Lin Fei still felt that he was too weak. 8 breaths of time was his limit. He couldn't do anything at all. When Lin Fei came out of the secret chamber, Xing Haoren came. "Congratulations, Brother Lin. Your strength has improved greatly. It's only been 2 months. I just gained some insights." "Ha ha ha." Lin Fei laughed. Naturally, he wouldn't say that he had refined the origin energy god sand. On the other hand, 5th Prince, you look like you are in high spirits. Congratulations. During these 2 months, Xing Haoren relied on the origin heartgrass that he handed over and made great contributions. The authority in his hands had also increased. He could temporarily suppress his big brother and the other brothers. Some of the big clans in the Starlight world had also started to rely on them. Xing Haoren was in a bad mood. However, he knew in his heart that if it wasn't for Lin Fei, the one in high spirits would be that big brother of his and not the current him. "We are out. Let's have a good drink." Xing Haoren pulled Lin Fei and left. The next day, Xing Haoren personally accompanied Lin Fei to the Starlight Trade Union. The other side had informed them that as long as they went, as long as it was something from the Forbidden Land, they would purchase it at a high price. Things from the Forbidden Lands were very popular and easy to sell outside. Within the Black region, many of the Forbidden Lands were controlled by private forces. The items produced within would generally not flow to the outside world. Every time there was an item from the Forbidden Land, it would be abnormally popular. Xing Haoren and Lin Fei didn't bring any experts to the Starlight Trade Union. Xing Haoren wasn't a high-profile prince. Together with his guards, there was a total of 4 people. Lin Fei also didn't like to be surrounded by people. It might not be a good thing to be too high-profile. Instead, it was better to be low-key. Everything could be done in private. The target has appeared. It's that black-robed man beside the 5th Prince. Continue to follow them. They want to go to the Starlight Trade Union. Let's take action at the entrance of the Starlight Trade Union. Lin Fei and Xing Haoren were chatting and laughing. However, Xing Haoren didn't notice that Lin Fei had inadvertently revealed a trace of a cold smile. The prideful sky 10th layer physique was very sensitive to killing intent. Even if he tried to restrain it, it would still be like a light bulb in Lin Fei's eyes. There are so many people who don't know life from death. At the same time, in a restaurant near the Starlight Trade Union, the 1st Prince was hugging a beautiful woman and enjoying the fine wine that was delivered to him. His gaze was looking through the window at the public square, not far away. The Starlight Trade Union was near the public square. From the 1st Prince's position, he had the best view and could see everything clearly. "Lin Fei, your death is coming soon. No one who has been targeted by the assassin tower has ever survived. This is the result of helping 5th brother." Lin Fei and Xing Haoren arrived at the public square. That sword-wielding statue instantly gave off a huge pressure. Standing in front of the statue made one feel insignificant. In front of us is the Starlight Trade Union, one of the top 10 trade unions. I heard that many good items have arrived recently. Who knows? There might be some good items that could catch Brother Lin's eyes. Xing Haoren said in a good mood, "Hua hua hua." At that instant, a massive illusory world descended and enveloped the four of them, including their guards. Chapter 3015. On the plaza, a terrifying illusory world descended without any warning. Xing Haoren's expression immediately changed. He urged his emperor, intent to resist the attack of the illusory world. This was a Saint Spirit Peak Level 10 secret technique, which was extremely difficult to defend against. Brother Lin, be careful. This is an expert from the Assassin Tower. Xing Haoren immediately warned Lin Fei. The illusory world descended silently. This was an attack of the illusion school. Although Lin Fei, Xing Haoren, and the others didn't seem to be affected, they were actually drawn into the illusory world at that moment. Xing Haoren's two guards were the first to succumb, followed by Xing Haoren, who was having a hard time resisting. He never thought that he would be ambushed in the Imperial City's plaza. Moreover, the first attack was a top-notch killer move. Break! The illusory world was terrifying. However, it couldn't be compared to the illusory world that Lin Fei had experienced. Lin Fei punched out. At that moment, the illusion scepter displayed its might, and another illusory world descended, covering the opponent's illusory world. In terms of illusory world, Lin Fei, who wielded the illusion scepter, was unparalleled. There was a loud bang. The original illusory world shattered. Lin Fei put away the illusion scepter. Everything happened in an instant, and no one noticed his small movements. Huff! Xing Haoren was still fearful, gasping for breath. He almost lost control. He gratefully looked at Lin Fei. "Brother Lin, you saved my life again." At the same time, the expert from the Assassin Tower, who unleashed the illusory world, thought that victory was in his grasp. With such an attack, the 10 great sovereigns would be caught off guard and fall into the illusory world. They could control their opponents, and no one would notice anything wrong. Who would have thought that the illusory world would be broken at the critical moment? At the same time, an even more tyrannical and terrifying illusory world aura appeared, causing the expression of the expert from the Assassin Tower to change on the spot. Quickly retreat. The opponent has a top-notch expert of the illusion school. The illusory world was inferior to the opponent, so the expert from the Assassin Tower immediately retreated. What's going on? They are still safe and sound. What is the Assassin Tower doing? Xing Haoqing's face darkened. He knew that this time, the one who was sent to deal with Lin Fei was an expert of the illusory school. He was able to silently use the illusory world to kill Lin Fei without anyone knowing. In a place like the Imperial City, the Assassin Tower did not dare to act recklessly either. Even if His Majesty were to find out, he would not say anything. However, if he were to make a move in public, he would definitely be courting death. Xinghao City was very satisfied with the experts sent by the Assassin Tower this time. The might of the illusory world was well known in the Black Domain. Those who were weaker than them would be trapped in it, and their life and death would be in the hands of others. Xing Haoqing believed that Lin Fei didn't have the strength to break it. No matter how powerful a body-tempering great sovereign was, how powerful could he be? When faced with a top saint spirit, 10th layer secret technique, like the illusion world, it would only be a matter of time. Hope is good. The result is very disappointing. Apart from the death of that unlucky guard, that damned Lin Fei and fifth brother are completely fine. How can the Assassin Tower do things? They can't even handle a small matter properly. Let's go. Xing Haoqing couldn't bear to see a good show. What else could they do other than leave? Preposterous. I will definitely report this matter to Imperial Father. Xing Haoren's face was very unsightly. He had almost fallen into the trap. The first person he suspected was his big brother. Lin Fei was very calm. He thought that they would swarm over and kill him, but in the end they used such a move. He had to admit that such a move was very useful. Ever since he experienced it once in the Shadow Throne, he was not willing to experience it a second time. He was constantly shielding himself from the danger of external forces invading his soul. Although it was a stupid method, it was very effective. That bit of consumption was nothing in Lin Fei's eyes. Assassin Tower, are you a force from the Starlight World? They are here to deal with me, Lin Fei said to Xing Haoran. The Assassin Tower is indeed a force from the Starlight World. However, it's just a branch. In the Black Domain, the Assassin Tower is very influential with many experts. Xing Haoran said in a deep voice, they are very influential. Every world has a branch of the Assassin Tower. They are usually very honest. Even our Imperial Father has to give them some face. The Assassin Tower. Lin Fei's eyes narrowed. Can you give me a comprehensive copy of the Assassin Tower's information later? Xing Haoran looked at Lin Fei in surprise. Brother Lin, don't tell me you want to take revenge on them? Why not? Xing Haoran suspected that he had misheard. Revenge on the Assassin Tower? That's too crazy. The Assassin Tower has an ultimate god. They have many experts under them, and some of them are infinitely close to becoming an ultimate god. The Assassin Tower strength was well known in the Black Domain. Those who were targeted by them rarely survived. Since the Assassin Tower always followed the rules, the major forces in the Black Domain would give face to that ultimate god. What's the point of cultivating if one isn't crazy? Lin Fei smiled. All right, let's not talk about this anymore. Since their ambush failed, they won't dare to make another move so easily. Let's go to the Starlight Chamber of Commerce now. You have to show me around. Xing Haoran was worried that the Assassin Tower's experts would make another move. After listening to what Lin Fei said, he felt that it made sense. Since Lin Fei had already said so, he couldn't say anything else. A large formation was set up in the Starlight Chamber of Commerce. There were many experts inside. No matter how bold the Assassin Tower was, they wouldn't dare to act wildly inside. The fifth prince arrived at the Starlight Chamber of Commerce. The person in charge of the Starlight Chamber of Commerce was a member of the royal family. He was the fifth prince's senior uncle, Xingqian Hai. He had received His Majesty's order a long time ago to discuss a deal with a friend of the fifth prince. Xingqian Hai didn't care much about this deal. Even if that person had obtained the Yuan Heartgrass in the forbidden area, it might have been due to good luck. To be honest, he didn't believe that one could obtain so many things in the forbidden area. Since it was His Majesty's order, Xingqian Hai had to give face to the other party, especially since it was the fifth prince who brought it here. Your Highness, you haven't been here for some time, Xingqian Hai said enthusiastically. He then turned to Lin Fei and said, Fellow Taoist, you must be the expert who helped His Highness. You're really talented. Welcome to the Starlight Chamber of Commerce. Xingqian Hai was very good with words. After complimenting the fifth prince, he was also very polite to Lin Fei. However, the politeness was only on the surface. It was still for the sake of the fifth prince.